Hey, I'm live. I don't have anybody in here yet. Luke, you want to hop on? But yeah, I'm just going live. Um, People come. I know David and Derek are doing ball python. Well, are doing the big reptile talk show. Ledka has his show going on tonight. Um, Big D was supposed to do one, but I tried hopping in there and he wasn't going live, so I'm not exactly sure what's up with that. Um, yeah, but I'm just gonna kind of BS this. I know people will hop in, but what's up, Chris? Or no, excuse me, Justin. I'm sorry. What's up, Justin? Yeah, I'm just kind of using tonight as like a hangout night. If anybody wants to join in, you guys certainly can. I think I posted the link. Let me invite people, invite us. But yeah, I'm just trying to boost my hours, guys. Really appreciate you guys coming out. I don't really expect too much from it. I think, especially as the night goes on, I know we got the night owls, like Luke, Ken, Shane. Um, Maybe Mike from 21st might come in here tonight. I know he likes to hop on sometimes. I know Brad Clark likes to hop on. Um, so let me post this link really quick. No wieners tonight. Luckily, that has not happened on my show. But no, that's not gonna. Hey, Michaela, you want to hop on? Hey, Miss Boza. There's a link if anybody wants to join me. Thank you, all 8 people. If it starts getting boring, I'll show you some snakes or something. But yeah, I'm just kind of, yeah, Brad's awesome for sure. Um, yeah, I just kind of want to like chill. And okay, so let me go ahead and say what's up to everybody. I know some of you guys have been waiting here for a minute. So we got Stan up here. Thank you so much, Stan. You've been waiting for a while, so I apologize. But thank you so much for like being the first person up here. And Stan says, if you build it, they will come. So I was kind of posting in the comments that, yeah, I'm just trying to boost hours. Things have been kind of crazy in my life right now. So I've got a lot more time, unfortunately, on my hands. So yeah, it is what it is. But I don't, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade, I guess, make the best of things and do what you can to really grow the things that you love, the things that you're passionate about. And yeah, so I completely agree. I'm in the early stages of doing all this. So every week, I'm trying to get better and better and, find more ways to grow and be creative with it. So yeah, of course, we're always trying to support everybody, try to hit everybody's lives that we can. So like I said, if if my podcast gets boring or whatever, like I know Ball Python Love and Derek are doing a live right now. Feel free to go over there, say what's up to those guys. I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes. So I mean, if you guys are here and doing that, that's awesome. I know Ledka is doing a podcast right now with AJ from FNA Balls. He also has Benji Payne on there. And he also has Pat from Dragon Soul Reptiles. So make sure you guys, spread out the love wherever you can. What's up, Kike? Always making the lives. I think you got like, 10 phones and 10 computers and stuff, man. I swear. Let's see. We got Kel here. Thank you, Kel. I know you've been a huge supporter of my social media and my YouTube and everything like that. It really means a lot. And yeah, I know you and I have had some like good conversations and things like that. Let's see who else is up in here. We got Luke. I know he's in Iowa, so yeah, it's like about 9 there. Justin's top 5. Thank you so much, Justin. Yeah, I love what you and Chris are doing with your show. Yeah, and like I said, tonight I'm just trying to like BS it. And maybe I sent out a link to a lot of people, but I think there's so much going on tonight that it's all right if people want to pick and choose what they're doing. Locked and loaded. Frank, what's up, man? Appreciate you. Tammy, thank you so much, Tammy. Always been a supporter as well. Always making it out. And let's see, we got Michaela here. Michaela, you're awesome. I love what you do. Yeah, I don't know, just positive vibes, great energy all around. Miss Bosa, thank you so much. Yeah, your husband's amazing. Your family's amazing. You guys, and even you guys are always making it out to people's lives, supporting people on social media. And it means, a lot to everybody who's really trying to build something and build a brand, build up their hobby and so I appreciate it. We got Holly from Texoma Exotics. Thank you so much, Holly. It's nice to see you here. Look at you like a pro dropping links. What are you talking? Oh, talking to me? Yeah, I'm learning. The StreamYard stuff is still pretty new. Let's see who else. Shelby. Okay, so everybody that's in the chat right now, Shelby has agreed to come on tonight. Yeah, she's been a huge supporter of my channel. I know she supports a lot of your channels. Obviously, it's an awesome community. Whenever she gets the opportunity, she's going to be coming on tonight. So I'm super excited about that because even if it's just me and her, we're going to kick it. We're going to have a good time. And like I said, anybody who wants to can hop on. I would love to have you on. This isn't a formal show tonight or anything. I haven't prepared any questions. I could go to my notebook and go through all the questions that I got, but it's just gonna be kicking it tonight, I think. But we always try to keep all Python talk, business talk. I like to have a little bit of an agenda going on when I'm doing this stuff. But yeah, and we got Snugster up in here. What's up, Snug? And let's see. Yeah, guys, everybody make sure you say hello to everybody in the chat. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Awesome. All right. Got Mr. Brad Clark up in here. Thank you, Brad. How you doing tonight?
Not too bad.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. So I sent out a link to a lot of people, but as there always seems to be, there's a lot of lives going on. So yeah, everybody make sure you can support whoever you can. So anybody that's on my channel right now, thank you. I appreciate it so much. Yeah. So how was your day, Brad?
Not bad. Didn't do much.
Yeah.
I just got back from running into town, and
Okay.
I noticed that I got a state park down the road from me, about 2 or 3 miles.
Oh, okay.
Packed right now with emergency vehicles. So somebody either
really?
committed suicide or drowned.
Oh, no way. Yeah, because yeah, in Wyoming, you were saying there's like only 500,000 people in the state, so I can't imagine a lot of things are going on, in the area where you're at. So, man, and
Yeah.
Shelby, what's going on?
How you doing, Shelby?
Hello.
It is really good to see you. I have never been like on a live or anything with you, and I really appreciate you wanting to come on. So how was your day been?
Yeah. And I would have come on. That's good. I would have come on last night, but it was like, I don't know, 11:30, and I had work this
Oh my
morning.
goodness.
So
Yeah. No, I think we were up till like 4 or 5 in the morning where I'm at here last night. So yeah, it's been kind of
geez.
yeah, that's a long time. I think we went for like 5 hours or something maybe or maybe 3 to 5. I don't remember. But it gets late
Huh.
here
Yeah,
sometimes.
it was a little late for me. So
Yeah, I
but I'm
jumped
here.
off
I'm
kind of
here.
early because the night before we were on till Luke and I were on forever on Sherry's
Jeez.
channel. So
Oh yeah, yeah. There's definitely some late night owls in our community, and it's interesting because then you
Yeah.
got like your late night owls, and then you got your early birds. Like there's a lot of early birds up in here. I know because like um, when Brian from Samson's Snakeatorium goes on at like 5 in the morning, or Nicole Tisdale from Lady Tiz Exotics, she'll go on at like 6 in the morning where I'm at. You know, I'm in the Mountain Standard Time. But man, it's so hard to make those because like yeah, I'm just not an early bird person.
howdy,
Oh,
Mrs.
that was weird.
Wilson. Where's Aaron at? He's usually in here.
He was up here somewhere. But it's all right. I mean, like I said, there's a lot going on tonight, and I know he wants to hit everybody, which is awesome. I really wish I could. But yeah. So I'm curious, Shelby, what are you working with? What do you have
What
at your
don't I
home?
have?
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
geez.
I like that answer. That's a good answer.
I like to
I
hear that.
I have 18 species total.
Oh wow.
Yeah. A lot of them are singles, like single gopher snake and a single king snake and a single blue tongue skink. Just single ones, but it's 18 species total.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
it's yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Are you breeding anything right now, or is that like your
Um,
focus, or you're just kind of a keeper?
but
Or
I have ball pythons. They're gonna be starting probably the fall time of this year. I'll have a couple females ready to go.
gotcha.
I'm in the grow out stage, so I'm
Yeah,
in the 3-year grow out stage. So um, I have a few females that are going to be ready. I have only one that's actually ready, and she didn't take this year. But
gotcha.
I got ones as little as this. There you go.
Okay, I'm gonna pull you up. All right.
And go for it.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
So she's my youngest, so she'll be ready in like 3 years, 2 to 3 years.
yeah, yeah.
So
I'm in the same spot where I'm growing everything out. Pretty much. I have 2 females that are ready. But I'm still growing out some males, and I'm growing out all my females.
I see. Oh, yeah. I know that I have a few that are just at that borderline of being ready to
Yeah,
go. I'm at that 100 or 1,000 grams wall is what they call it.
yeah.
Yeah, females get to that 100 grams and then they kind of get finicky a little bit. So I
For
have
sh-
4 that are right there that are like,
oh,
man,
gotcha.
I guess I won't take food today. And it's like, come on, I need you to grow. Please grow.
Yeah,
So yeah, I have 4 at that stage right now.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, are you focused on like a specific project, or is like do you have like an end goal in mind, or just kind of like starting out, or
Um,
like how's that
I
working out?
have a few projects lined up. Um, very basic stuff at first. I have obviously piebald because it's
Mm,
piebald. Who doesn't
yeah,
love
no,
piebald?
it's amazing.
I have some bell projects as well. Lessers. Uh, oh, geez. Butter, lesser,
Howdy, Stan.
Mojave, couple. mixtures of those.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I do have a pastel Mojave male piebald, visual piebald. So
Oh,
I have the bell and the piebald kind of meshed right there. It's kind of a
yeah,
dual purpose male.
sure.
And then I have a small spider project. We'll see how they do, depending on how wobbly their babies are, how many babies I'll let them have.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna bring in a blackhead male
Oh,
for my
nice. Yeah.
girls. All my spiders or all my females with spider in them they're all girls. So we won't
Okay,
deal with the
gotcha.
male spider thing, but I'll bring in a male blackhead. I'm hoping a blackhead het G stripe. That little one I just pulled out, she's het G stripe.
Nice.
So
Wasn't
she's
somebody saying the other night that blackhead helps get rid of some of that wobble in the
Someone
spider?
did mention
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah, the spider and the blackhead combined, some of the babies won't have anything.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
it's kind of a gamble either way, but you know,
Yeah.
I like spider personally. All my
Yeah, I
girls
do
have
too.
some sort of a wobble, but it's not anything horrible,
Yeah.
honestly.
Hales.
Hey, Hells,
So
what's up? Yeah, I love spider. I have. Let's see what I got. Guess maybe I only have two. I got one girl. She was one of my first ones, so she's getting there. I don't know. I'm trying to think of how big she might be. She might be at like 900. I don't know. I got her really little.
there's another one of my spiders. She's a fire spider, but
Howdy, multiplayer.
she really doesn't have any wobble. So
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I do try to bring in females that really don't have it. She's really pretty.
Right.
She's in her awkward teenager stage right now too. She's
Yeah.
about to shed too. She's very dull. She's normally a lot brighter with oranges and yellows, but she's about to shed, so she's a
Yeah.
little grungy looking right now.
Hey, multiplayer Morphs, what's going on? And yeah,
Nice.
Well, I
Michaela says zero wobble on mine. So I have two spiders. One is what is it? Hold on, let me So I got a killer spinner, so super pastel pinstripe spider, female. She's amazing, beautiful. Actually, I'll probably, you know what? Let me go pull her out. She's amazing. I didn't notice any wobble when I got her. I don't know. Every now and then she'll kind of do like a side head tilt where like she kind of like you can tell her balance is a little off. It's not bad. And then I have another one. I just got her maybe like a month and a half ago, so she's really small. But I haven't noticed anything with her. But yeah, let me pull out my one girl because it's like half the reason why I love spiders so much.
I'll pull out her while you grabbing a little cinnamon roll. This is my calico spinner. A little cinnamon roll.
Oh yeah!
Nice.
Wow, that does look like us.
She also is paradox, so she has these random like bright orange spots on her. If she'll uncinnamon roll for me. Come on, kids, let's see
Yeah.
you. She's got these random orange. Oh, this side's a little bit better.
Crap, where did I
There's
put
like the
my?
random orange spots, and she's kind of got an orange belly.
Yeah, nice.
If she'll unroll for me. Where's that big spot on you? I gotta find that. She's one of the ones that's in that 1,000-gram block. Oh,
Hey,
there it is.
Blakers.
There it is. We got that funky spot there.
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yep.
But she
Sorry, like
has
froze on me
she's
for a
got
second.
no wobble at all,
Okay.
which is awesome.
Wow.
She's gorgeous.
She
Hi.
is, yeah, for sure.
But she knows it too. She's funny. She's funny.
Yeah.
She
See.
was a project I wasn't planning on bringing calico or pinstripe into my stuff at all. And
How do you tilt
I
it?
got messaged.
Oh, hey, I
And
missed you guys. Sorry. Hey, what's up, Jeff and Angie?
what's up,
Sorry.
guys?
Go ahead.
I'm
My
still trying
bad.
to figure out this comment thing. I'm still learning StreamYard. I don't
Okay.
get on here very much, so I'm trying to find comment.
Yeah.
Oh, there they are. Found them. Okay, cool. Everybody. Yeah, no, I wasn't planning on bringing this mixture at all, but I got a smoking deal on her, and like,
Yeah.
sure, why not?
For sure. Yeah, hey, Jeff and Angie, if you guys feel like hopping on, hop on. It's just like for anybody. I'm not doing anything crazy or formal. But yeah, let me I'm gonna pull myself up here really quick. So this is my killer spinner girl. Let's see if I can get her face in there. But yeah, she was one of my first ball pythons. And she's an amazing, amazing eater. I just love how she's so like yellow. She's got like kind of a faint white dorsal.
Pretty.
Yeah, super, super pretty. And yeah, so when I got her, she was my first spider. And man, I just love what spider does, you know? It's like it kind of sucks that they have the wobble or the neurological issues and things like that. Yeah, some of them are more severe than others. Some of them are hardly noticeable. But she's, yeah, I love spider. You know what I mean? Like I really wish I didn't have those, and I wish we could get like a super spider. Obviously, you know, don't breed spider. Anybody who's listening. But I was talking to, I'm not sure if you were here last night when we were talking about it. So with like all this genetic testing and like all these like technological advances and things like that, I'm wondering if one day, like let's say like 10 years from now, if with using like CRISPR, anybody who might be a little bit familiar with CRISPR, it's like a gene editing tool. I wonder if they would ever be able to discover like the reasons for that. So that way you could remove the neurological issues. I don't know. It's just kind of something I was like, you know, thinking about. Who knows? Because you know they'll do that with like humans, where I think they're starting to edit the human genome to like take out like Parkinson's or Alzheimer's or this or that, you know. And I wonder if they could ever do that with animals, you know.
I'm sure they probably could in the future. Like they've come so far. I mean, even the genetic testing is crazy.
Yeah.
Like if that just takes. Oh, as I dump. Good thing you weren't in there, kid. No, it's just crazy. It takes years off of these breeders of them, you know, trying to verify possible hets.
Yep.
By just testing their shed.
Yeah,
it's crazy. You know, I have a female I got, and she's a normal, but I was told she was het pied, and then later found out after I got her she's possible het pied, and I was so mad because I got her for a reason.
For sure.
I'll use her for something else later if need be, but now I have to grow her out, grow my male out. That's a couple years. Breed them. Hopefully they take, and then wait the whole process, and then hope she has a visual baby.
Yeah.
And it's this whole long ordeal. And I'm a small breeder. I'm a hobby breeder. I'm not, you know, this is not for financial gain at all.
Yeah.
Like this is my pure enjoyment of genetics.
Yeah.
I love genetics. So, but it's a whole long process of years and years and years of it might possibly be this, hopefully, and then it might not be, and then you just grew out a snake for the last 2 to 3 years.
Yep.
For what? You know? So it's fascinating about the genetic stuff because snakes hide so much. You know, you can go and look at a normal at a pet store, and for all you know, it could be a triple het.
Yeah,
For all you know.
could be. Yeah, it's interesting because I'm pretty much like, I guess you could say, a hobby breeder. Like, you know, I had one clutch last year. It was almost by like pure coincidence. Like, I wasn't really trying hard. You know, I was still building up my collection. I'm still doing that. But you know, I threw in a male with her, and you know, they locked, and she ended up having eggs, and you know, it worked out. Um, but it sucks because the fact that like I'm not breeding my own rats right now, so I got to pay for my rats. And if I did know, like, yeah, this is going to be 100% at this or whatever, like that takes so much of that guesswork out. Where I'm not feeding an animal for 2 or 3 years just to see if it has something, you know, in its genome that I can, you know, pass on. You know, if it's like het pied or het clown or something like that. So I'm excited for the genetic testing for sure. I think it's going to change the level that people can really go to. And then like, if you know, the more genetics that we can map and things like that, like someone might have a triple het or, you know, quad het or something. And like, you just wouldn't know. And it might take a couple seasons to even prove those out, you know? So yeah, it's definitely going to help.
I had one clutch 2 years ago, and it was oops. It was my big girl. She's probably about 3,000 grams or so. She's a big girl.
Yeah.
And I have a mystery in Xanthic. He's a visual in Xanthic, gorgeous, but I don't know what line he's from. He was kind of dropped off at my door.
That's a good question. So, okay, I'm gonna ask you something about that. So, with the Xanthics, yeah, let's say you just get an Xanthic from somebody and they don't know what it is. Like, do you know if there's people that can tell, or I mean, I don't even know if they're testing for Xanthic. Maybe they have.
So, as far as I know at the moment, you have to prove it. You have to prove that that's that line of Xanthic, and if it's not, it won't show.
Yeah, because I don't know how to. I guess my eye is not good enough to tell the difference between the different lines, like MJ, TSK, VPI, things like that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know. I'd have to ask somebody that really works with that.
I've asked people that work with Xanthic, and they have no idea. You know, they can guess, but how do you know if it's true or not? And he's just not a project. He's a pet, basically. I probably won't breed him again. They both got out of their tubs one day and found each other.
Really?
And so, yeah, we called it the Romeo and Juliet clutch. And they weren't even together for very long. And I caught them on top of one of their tubs. I had really garbage tubs at the time. I was really new to the ball pythons.
Yeah.
And I was converting from glass tanks to tubs.
Okay.
And so I bought tubs, not thinking, without the latches.
Yeah.
And they both popped the lids open and found each other. And I didn't think they were together long enough to succeed.
Sure.
And then next thing I know, I go out to feed, and she's wrapped around a nice clutch of eggs, and none of them made it. Unfortunately, we had everything that could go wrong went wrong.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I had babies come out with yolk sacs. I had babies that didn't pip at all. I had a lone survivor that made it past the first shed but refused to eat, and he didn't make it long enough for me to start force feeding. And I was on the phone with so many breeders that have been, you know, breeding for years, asking for help. I mean, I was so unprepared. I didn't even have an incubator. I had to go find a foam chicken incubator.
Oh yeah.
I had to leave them with mom for the day.
Yeah.
It was just a nightmare.
Well, see, that's sort of what happened to me. Is like, so at the time, well, I started collecting ball pythons, and then life happened, and I ended up, you know, switching jobs, and I ended up working for a reptile shop for about 6 or 7 months. So my ball python had eggs unexpectedly, for the most part, unexpectedly, just randomly one day, like an hour before I had to go to work. I'm like, oh no, like what do I do? Like, but I had to go to the reptile shop to work anyway. So, I take pictures, kind of do like little video before I go. But then when I get there, I was like, hey, like my ball python. Well, actually, I called the reptile shop as she was laying eggs. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I know I got to be at work. And like, all right, we'll just, just come to work and then we'll let you go early and things like that. So I ended up using the reptile shop's incubator, which really saved me as far as that goes. Right now, I'm not pairing anything simply because like I'm in the process of converting a wine fridge into an incubator. So trying to do all that, but I want to be prepared. You know what I mean? Like I said, most of my stuff's in the grow out stage, so I'm not too worried. Like I have 2 females that are ready to go. But I just want to be more prepared than I was the first time because I didn't really know what to look for. Now I can kind of see more and more signs, but I think some of those things it takes experience to.
Oh yeah.
To,
no,
yeah,
I,
you know what I mean?
completely looked past all signs of her having, even her weight gain. I thought, all right, she's getting pretty plump. She chowed down food really, really well for the first little while.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna throw the
slowed
snake a little bit.
No, you're good.
Yeah, keep talking. No, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, no, it completely like went right over my head. All the signs, and I look back now and I'm like, I wrote down them. Every sign I wrote down because I try to keep track of, food and if their behavior's off or their weight gain. To do a monthly weigh-in. I totally like right over the signs. Just I watched them happen and it just didn't click.
Yeah.
So now I know a lot of different things now with everything that went wrong. Everything. It was great.
Sure.
It was kind of a blessing in disguise per se. I'm sad that none of them made it, but at the same time, it's is what it is. So
for sure. Yeah. It
seems
like
go for it.
Bad. No, my bad. No, go ahead. I'm just like, I know I'm like way behind on these comments and everything. It's like, oh crap, I kind of want to like help these guys out, but I'm really enjoying what you're telling me because it's fun. It's cool to be able to like, kind of like talk to people that are like where you're at. I mean, it's fun to talk to everyone, but for me, it's nice to be able to relate to someone in that aspect as far as like, yeah, we're still learning, we're still, trying to pick up those signs and, so it's been a fun journey. I would like to get into doing this full time, but I just bought my first ball python April 4th, 2021. So I really haven't been doing this long at all. You know what I mean? And when I first bought my first ball python, was not expecting to breed or anything at all. I just wanted, a cool pet, But then, of course, I learned about morphs and
Right there with you. No, I had no idea about this world till about 4 years ago. I pet sit for a whole bunch of people growing up that had, snakes and bearded dragons and, stuff like that. And always enjoyed the reptile houses at zoos, but never really thought about it. My family are not huge reptile fans.
Yeah.
My mom tolerates them now, but she wanted nothing to do with it. So the only thing I can really do was when I was, pet sitting, obviously, and then all the little natural wild creatures that roam around Arizona, which is a lot. Get myself in trouble chasing diamondbacks. But, it was a pretty snake, and, I always keep my distance. But still, my mom would freak out. No, and then when I met my husband about 4 years ago, he bought me a baby bearded dragon. at a chain pet store. I'm guilty of making the chain pet store purchases.
They need love too, though. You know what I mean? It's like I understand
Yeah.
like not wanting to support or spend all your money at like one of those stores. Like I get it, but if people aren't spending their money there, like I believe that there are passionate people who want to, go to
Oh, for
PetSmart or
sure.
Petco or whatever that want a pet, and they're gonna give that bearded dragon or that ball python the best life that
Oh yeah.
they possibly could give. Hell, they might even treat them better than we do or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's not that. It's I think a lot of people have an issue with like the education and the husbandry of those shops. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it
No,
is what it is. But
if you don't know what you're getting into when you go there and you get all the info there, then you're gonna get false information. I did. I got our first bearded dragon, and then we loved her so much we brought home another bearded dragon a month later.
yeah, sure.
Take care,
And they
lock them
both had we had my female. They're back here behind the beautiful silver because it's winter
Okay.
time and they're mating and they're doing their thing. No, both of the babies I got were disabled.
Okay.
My female has a really, really messed up front foot. And we actually thought she would lose her toes completely when I got her, this big. We saved the foot. She has weird toes and a funky scar.
Yeah.
The second one we got the male, I actually lost him this year. He had some intestinal issues. He stopped growing. He was very stunted. He had really bad scale damage from being picked on.
Oh yeah.
So we gave him the best life possible while he was here. But unfortunately, with those kind of animals, those babies, you don't know how long they have. We lost
Yeah.
quite a few this last year. We
Oh
lost
really?
my green iguana passed away. She was the same situation. She was pet store. She was her first probably 8 months of her life was in a 40-gallon breeder tank, ground
Okay.
level. So she had no climbing.
Yeah.
She was in with a male iguana in a 40-gallon breeder. Their tails curled. They couldn't walk around properly.
Oh wow.
We lost. Well, the male was really sick when I got him, and he passed away. Probably 6 months of having him. And then she was with us for a couple years. And then I lost my veiled chameleon as well, and he was a burn victim. So I
Oh
brought in
yeah.
all of these disabled special babies, knowing that they're not going to live as long as their life expected.
Yeah.
Their
No, I
normal
understand that.
lifespan. So
Yeah.
we lost 3 major babies this year, or this last year. Been this last year. But yeah, I learned really fast that the husbandry that they tell you at a chain pet store is not right completely. Especially lighting for bearded dragons. They don't tell you the right lighting at all. But yeah, I learned really fast that this giant world of reptiles is a fun one.
What's up,
So
Shane? You can hop on if you want, Shane. I'll
catch up.
post. But yeah, so I think it's awesome that there's a lot of people that they take in rescues and things like that to try to give them a better life. You know what I mean? And then there's some people that I think a lot of us, they do want those high quality genetics, and they don't want to deal with like an animal that needs extra care. So we definitely need people like that to be able to, yeah. Because I know that there's like a lot of people I follow on Instagram, and let's see, they take care of rescues. Some of them are like missing a foot, or they got shoot, MBD and things like that. So it's it's sad, but like I said, same with like the pet stores. It's like no matter what the situation that animal is in, it still needs a good life. You know what I mean? Like I would definitely try to stray away from like euthanasia unless it was like very, very necessary. You know what I mean? But they can still have a sort of quality of life, no matter what.
I'm sure. Yep, that's most of my babies were had a home and they didn't want them anymore, or the kid moved away to college, or they
Yeah.
bought it for their 9-year-old and he lost interest, or
Yep. For sure.
hurting for money. I get that. That you do what you got to do, but you need to find them a good home if you do get rid of them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like my tegu, I have a golden tegu, and they had no idea what they were getting into when they bought a golden tegu,
Oh
because
yeah.
they're not nice creatures.
No, no. I've worked with a
Not
couple at the reptile
nice.
shop. There's always like Anya, always just trying to. Yeah, they're a little crazy.
Yeah,
They're
no,
beautiful, but they're crazy.
he's gorgeous, but we have a love-hate relationship. We have a very, very strict routine. He gets fed when he's asleep,
What's
so
up,
he doesn't
FOB?
attack me when I open his enclosure. He's got a mansion. He's got a huge, way bigger than what he needs, but he has his space.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, no, it was actually a family friend, and they called me. They're like, "We bought this tegu. We didn't read about them when we got them,
yeah.
and we don't know what to do with them." And I said, "Okay, I will come help and see if I can help you work with him." And I get
Mm-hmm.
there, and they're scared of him because
Yeah,
he was
really.
attacking people. And so I
Yeah,
put on my gloves and I reach in there and I grab him, and he's flailing about, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, he needs to know that he's not allowed to do this. And if I
yeah,
need to hold him, I'm going to hold him. So he doesn't get held much, but he tolerates me. He
yeah.
doesn't attack me quite as much anymore, which is great. I can
Sure.
open his enclosure and he'll be sitting in his basking area, and I could put food in there and change his water on the other side. And he just stares at me and, gives me the glare, the evil, don't try anything funny glare.
Yeah,
But, it's just, again, people either not wanting them or not researching on them. I
yeah,
never thought I was going to have a tegu, but I'd rather give him a home and know that he's going to be well taken care of than some rando who's like, "Oh, it's a free tegu."
yeah, for
And,
sure.
you hear tegu and they think of, the black and white Argentine tegus.
Mm.
And then
Yeah,
they get that, and and they deal with that velociraptor,
mm.
and then they get rid of him again because he bit you. And it just is a whole process of, so I just, he lives here. He's
Yeah.
rude.
I worked with yeah, a couple different types of tegus. I think one was like a pink panther. Then you got the Argentine. You've got yeah, I'm trying to remember what other ones there were. But yeah, then we had like these two gold tegus, and yeah, they had some attitudes on them for sure. But every time I would every time I go in there, I would try to, yeah, socialize them, get them used to me and stuff like that. And I did notice a little bit of progress, but by far, just like they had the biggest attitudes and like,
Oh yeah.
so
Oh yes, they are
Real
very
they're
quick,
fun.
cool.
what up,
They're,
Brad?
they're,
What
they're
up,
beautiful.
John?
Yeah,
What
what's
up,
up, Shane?
Shelby? Hey, what's going on? I see the chat going. We got Stan up in the building. We got Celtic Balls, FOBs. We appreciate you. Haley's Balls.
Heck yeah.
Or is it Hills or Haley's? I think
Hales.
Haley's.
Hales, I'm
Hales?
pretty sure.
Okay.
Hills, yep.
Multiplayer Morphs. Nice. What up?
Hey
Heck yeah.
guys.
Tammy, I see you out there. That's cool. We appreciate y'all for stopping by.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I go on a tangent. I just keep rambling. My bad.
I like it. Hey, I like it. I like it. It's really interesting. Um,
Yeah. No, I got
man.
some spitfires in this room.
Hey, I'm
But
not gonna lie, guys. I just want to say this too. Sorry, is thank you everybody that's here, because I could see, like I told you guys, like I know other people are doing lives, and I feel really bad about it. I am just trying to grow my channel, develop community. But hey, we're doing. Yeah. See, I don't want to like compare myself to anyone, but we got a lot of people in here. comparatively. So, so I appreciate everybody. And thank you, Celtic, for coming by, and FOB, Hills, Stan, everybody that's in here. Like, you guys are awesome. We got 13 people in here, and that's good for me.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. No, I got some Spitfires in here.
Yeah.
They're fun.
So what's
Y'all
your... Go ahead.
Oh, y'all want to check out some Wharf Market stuff?
You want to do that now or later?
Yeah. I don't care.
Well, hold on. I want to ask Shelby a couple more questions. I have
I
not
get the
had...
itch.
Oh,
I
you're
didn't know.
itching.
I thought it was
itching.
just like a hangout thing.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
why
it is. I was like, I never talked to Shelby. I'm like kind of interested.
I'm just
But
like lurking in the comments half the time. I was like,
I know it's kind of hard. It's like multitasking for sure. Like I got to take care of you guys. I got to take care of the chat. Make sure that's. I mean, I think any direction we go is going to be entertaining. But Shelby, what is one thing that you want to add to your collection? Like what animal?
oh heavens. It's a good question.
Okay. What's your favorite animal? What's your favorite animal right now that you got then? And then
geez.
I can kind of see what you like that you've got, and then what you like that you don't.
Well, probably I want to say my Kenyan sand boa is probably my favorite. I'll be adding a male this year, and we'll be breeding them in the future as well.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
But they're just so cute, and they have the greatest personalities.
They are really cute for sure.
My female, she's a monster. She'll take food and then, coil it and then look at me and then go back under and leave it. And so feeding her is a whole fun game, basically.
Yeah.
Because she's like, nah, I'm not gonna take the food right now, but then she'll take it 10 minutes later. So she's fun. But yeah, we'll be adding a male. I have a male. He's being stubborn right now too. He's not wanting to eat frozen thawed right now.
Oh man.
And so the breeder I get them. I've gotten them both from. She's like, you want to wait? And I'm like, you got anything else available? And she sends me all his brothers. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna stick with him. I'll wait. Like, might as well,
Sure.
And when he's ready, send him. I'm not worried. It's not a rush. He's eaten. I know he's taken care of, and he'll come home when he's ready. So, but I'm a big snake person. I have my lizards, but I'm a big snake person.
Gotcha, for sure.
I wouldn't mind adding maybe some more arboreal snakes into the group. I have lots of colubrids and ball pythons, obviously. But
yeah, would you ever get into like a big snake or like a berm, a retic, anaconda?
I do have. Well, they're not big. I do have my BCIs, my Colombian red tails. So those are not huge snakes, but they're big snakes.
What kind of arboreals are you interested in, Shelby?
Probably like a green tree python.
Okay.
Something up there. I can't, because I'm in Arizona. It's a bit of a strings to pull to get any venomous anything.
Well, you can't in Arizona. You can only have the native venomous, can't you? But I think there's 14 or 18 species of venomous right in Arizona.
That's a tricky one. It's a tricky one because I'm in northern Arizona, so there's a bit different laws than like per se near Phoenix, Arizona, where you can find all those snakes. I know a lot of people keep them there, but I'm more in the mountains, and there's different laws, different regulations. Like even I do have some native, non-venomous. I have a Sonoran gopher. I have western terrestrial garter snakes and an Arizona mountain king snake. So, but those ones I can, if I find them injured, I can bring them in and collect them if I have a hunting license, and I always do.
Right.
Interesting.
So my Sonoran gopher, my husband actually found, a couple days old, was super weak. He brought him home. Now he's almost 2.
Yeah.
The Arizona mountain was actually someone else caught him and wasn't taking care of him and moved, and I got him. So he's super small. And then my garter snakes, that's a funny one. I'm a teacher, so
Okay.
one of the kids that comes to my school, it was a different classroom, brought in a big metal pail with 2 male garter snakes in it, and tried to put them in his teacher's classroom. She had a couple geckos, and a king snake, and so he brought them to school.
Yeah.
And they went, you can't do that. And I'm the crazy snake lady, and they bring me all the snakes and lizards. And there'll be a big gopher snake going across the football field, and can you send Shelby down to move him, please? The kids want to play on the grass.
That's funny.
Let them leave and go get
reptile.
Yeah, hey, what's up, E? Thank you so much.
Yeah, guys, welcome on. I'm not paying attention to comments. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good.
Keep going.
So yeah, no, I'm enjoying this for sure.
Yeah, so I do have those native, but I'm in Yavapai County, so I'm kind of northern central. There are a lot of restrictions. I'm not allowed to keep any venomous.
Yeah.
So that's county law. I know it's different in other counties in Arizona, but where I'm at, I'm not allowed to take in any venomous. I see them all the time. Summertime, we have a giant male diamondback that goes through our yard, and we have to like shuffle him away from our dogs. But other than, we can go herping all the time, but I'm not allowed to keep any of house them per se.
Yeah.
I know quite a few people that live in southern Arizona that find venomous all the time and keep them. But
Rodriguez, him and his wife both have hunting licenses down there by Phoenix. So they keep, what do you say, 14 or 15 rattlesnakes right now? So different types of crotalus.
Yeah, he's southern Arizona, so he's got a whole different law set, which is awesome. But I love on my babies too much to have a venomous. Unfortunately, I know myself. I like to pull out my babies.
Yeah.
And carry them around. Yep. So venomous. I have my rear fang venomous. That's as close as I'll get.
So E says, our 4th grade teacher always let us bring in any wild animals we caught, mostly snakes, lizards, or insects. That's pretty cool.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's fun, man. Yeah, I want to go like herping and find wild stuff. As far as like venomous goes, I think it'd be something fun to get into one day. But I'm kind of like you, where I like to hold my stuff. Plus, like, I don't think I'm at that level where I could handle it.
Right.
Like I just, I need more experience under my belt before I even consider that ever. But I can't have venomous here in Colorado, anyway. So
yeah. Yeah, no, Arizona is funny because like certain parts you can, certain parts you can't. I'm up where I'm about an hour from Sedona, so I can go out hiking and find Gila monsters in the wild, but you can't touch them. Nope. I can look at them, but I can't touch them because they're very, very protected here. And but yeah, no, there's like no venomous at all. There's this whole list, and I look it up to every year when it revises to make sure, because we have a horrible turtle population too, invasive turtle population. So I have to verify what I can and can't do or help or.
Yeah. Later, Stan. Have a good night.
Good night.
Yeah. So yeah, even E is like finding a wild Gila monster would be awesome. It would be. I know Brad is getting into breeding some And I would love to have one day. I don't.
Well,
They're
they're
not illegal
gorgeous.
here where I'm at, so I can own one.
Oh, they're gorgeous animals.
They're so cool.
They're
so
legal
cool.
in Colorado.
Yeah, no, they're legal here. Yeah, they're legal here. But where you're at, Shelby, they're illegal, or
They're illegal. Yeah, because they're
Okay.
wild here. They live wild here.
You have to have special permits to have them in Arizona.
Mhm.
A few people that have them, most of them are take-ins from the wild, rescues.
Mhm.
And like, was it Rattlesnake Solutions has quite a few, but some of theirs have lost limbs and stuff like that. Like that Marissa caught one that was tangled in some netting underneath a trailer down there in near Phoenix there, and they had to have the one front arm amputated. So,
Oh man.
Ooh.
and mine, I've got 3 that I bought off a breeder in Montana, and they're all papered and they're F1s. So
Yeah.
and they're all different bloodlines, which is nice. So
that's awesome. Yeah, no, they're gorgeous. They're very difficult to find in the wild here, unless they're tangled in something or you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. They'll actually they'll put tagged ones on the roads and watch, and smugglers will come and pick them up, and they'll get arrested, and they'll plant Gila monsters because they plant Gila monsters on the roads in their native area because people will smuggle them. So it's interesting. Reptiles are a big part of Arizona. No one really, nobody knows that unless you live here.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they're fun. I love summertime when I can go out and find some cool critters coming out.
Yeah.
Oh,
there you go, Brad.
There's an arboreal for you there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Oh, pretty.
Super, super pretty.
I might get into carpet pythons eventually. I know a couple breeds for carpet pythons, but that's in the future. That's in the way future. Got my hands full as it is right now.
Yeah. I understand that.
Not in a bad way, but I know my limits.
Yep, for sure. Man. That's cool.
So pretty. I love the white stripes on them. They're gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd like to get Amazon basins, but out of my price range.
Yeah. That's always the bummer, ain't it? I want this, but yep, there goes the price tag.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they've got a little better attitude than most of the northerns. So this one is a northern, but she is particularly good. So
oh, she's very, very, very tame, very well behaved.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
I've seen some videos of those guys just ornery as all can be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Years ago when I raised Amazon tree boas, I had one that I could reach in and get her, but sometimes she'd take and snap me, but that's just Amazons.
Yeah.
They generally have not the nicest attitudes usually, but they are gorgeous snakes, so.
Sorry, I'm all laughing at Kike. And Hales, I'm gonna answer your question in a second. I'll get to you. I promise.
No, Aaron, this one is not venomous, but they do have the longest teeth out of all non-venomous snakes.
Yeah, their teeth are, man.
They're so cool to see skeletal structures of those snakes because their teeth are.
Oh yeah.
My classroom knows that I'm a reptile fanatic,
There
and
you
so
go. That's
we do
pretty tight.
reptile themed science projects a lot of the time, and they got to see a skeletal structure of some of the bigger snakes, and they thought they were scary because they had big teeth.
Yeah, I never worried about teeth.
Yeah.
You get tagged, you get tagged.
Yeah, that's the best attitude to have.
Yeah.
You know, you're working with animals, you're gonna get bit sooner than later. It's
For
no
sure.
different than having a cat or a dog. They're gonna bite you too.
And for those that don't know, this is an emerald tree boa. Corallus caninus caninus.
So pretty.
Yeah, that thing is just outstanding.
Yeah. I've always been in love with these. I've had them for the last 40, 45 years. So.
Gorgeous.
And the Gila monsters were my other bucket list animal.
Yeah, that's on my bucket list. Maybe both of those are definitely. You know, it's like, if I could, I would definitely venture into way more species of animals than I am right now. I did have a bearded dragon, and I had some tiger salamanders that were wild caught, but they were really fun, really cool. See what else I have. You know, I don't know. I had a couple rats, but like I can't get into big breeding, and I ended up, I couldn't, keep them. Well, because I moved from Pueblo to Colorado Springs, and so I moved here to this house. I'm living with somebody. She's really awesome. She's got her own ball python, her own bearded dragon, but I just wanted to limit it to just snakes, and I have like a baby savanna monitor, but he's still pretty little. But other than that, like when I get my own place, I'll start venturing into other things, and especially if I can like breed my own rats, and I could do that.
Yeah.
But
that's what I gotta get into. I have a couple small colonies of African soft furs, but they're getting up there in age and not producing as much, and I just need to restart, get some new lines in, and feed those guys off and start over.
Yeah.
So I've had those colonies going, rotated out for a couple years now, and they're getting up there, and I have angry, feisty moms who try to eat their babies, and after feeding off all the ornery runs, it runs out pretty quick when you have a small colony. So you run out of all the breeders, and then have next to nothing. So I gotta restart that project because I have mouths to feed.
Yeah.
It's by bulk right now. I tried to support local people local rodent breeders, but they can get pretty nasty sometimes.
Yeah. It's just, I'm trying to find somebody close to me that can supply, rats for cheaper. Oh, hello.
Yeah, she's little. She's still a baby.
Yeah, the Samboa.
Yeah.
So cute. I think Samboas are, just like the cutest little things.
Yeah. She'd be bigger if she wasn't so finicky, but it is what it is.
I also like the hog noses, although I haven't kept them in years. But
yeah, I have a hog nose, and he is a monster. He refuses to eat during brumation season, even though I don't put them in brumation. He puts himself into it. Refuses to eat. As soon as springtime hits, he chows down, gains a whole bunch of weight, and he's good to go.
Yeah,
not my favorite species.
All my Gila monsters are in brumation right now.
Mm-hmm.
So when I wake them up the end of February, beginning of March, I'll feed the heck out of them for a few weeks. And we'll see what happens as far as breeding goes. So
yeah, I did have a hog nose at
my beardies are brumating too right now.
Okay. Yeah, I had a hog nose a couple months ago. I got him from a friend who just like gave him to me because like I think he was like scared because like the hog nose was just a little snappy and, you know, stuff. So he gave them to me, and then I have another friend who actually has a hognose herself, and she wants to breed. So, you know, I ended up giving the hognose to her, just so she can try to breed or whatever. But
Nice.
So, Brad, we got a question for you because I don't know about this. I don't know how much. I don't know what it takes to really brewmate. What are you doing for that?
Well, I keep them right here. They're in their cages, and they stay there. But I keep the temperature down in the basement here because my basement's completely finished. So, and it's big, so there's plenty of room for them here. And I very seldom get temperature up around 70, but normally at night here down in the basement, it'll drop down to 65 or so.
Yeah.
Because I don't keep the heat on down here at all. But
sure.
So I just brewmate them right here. So
yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that, like, I don't know. Like, I understand, I guess, the concepts of brumation, but I don't have anything. I've had a brewmate yet. You know what I mean? I didn't have my hog nose or anything for long enough to even try to do that. But yeah, that's like a whole another thing that I don't really want to get into right now. So that's why I like the ball pythons and stuff. But
totally understandable.
Yeah, this is the third year that I brewmated the Gilas. So,
okay.
And they're all over 3 now. So, like I say, I'll put them together in the spring and in March or see what happens. So,
yeah, I think so I think it was like I could be wrong, but I think Snake Discovery, I think they put out a video maybe like a month ago of them building a big old like fridge or something for all their brewmating snakes.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty cool. You know, like yeah, I don't know. I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah, no, the temperature drops here enough. I'm in a garage.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
It drops enough where it's not harmful for them.
No.
But I could manage the temperature a little bit better, and I let my beardies, they go into their brumation. I'm actually in the process. I just got a new beardie, or new to me beardie, who's never been brumated, and he's very chunky. So he's in the process of going into, as mine are, my other 3 are in the middle of it, and they do their thing.
Yep.
No, the brumation is a little scary when you first get into it. If you don't know about animals that do that and they do it themselves, and you freak out. I think my bearded dragons, my female went. You know, they don't normally when they're babies. You don't want to do that because it'll hurt them.
Yeah, well, I see that.
With my tree boa there, I drop her temperatures down to 65 at night.
Okay.
Yeah. So like for the beardies, you don't typically do them when they're little, because there's a high chance they won't recruit from that. And my female was at the borderline if she could, and I didn't want her to, and she did the first year, and she shoved herself in her hide, and I didn't think she could fit into it. It was like a stump and to put like plants into, and she shoved herself into this stump, got herself stuck.
Man,
I freaked out because I thought she was dead.
Oh,
she was definitely not dead. I had to hammer out the top of this stump with her in it. It was horrible. It was a horrible experience.
Oh, yeah.
But then I learned I was freaking out because my beardie's, you know, looks like she's dying because they slow way down, and they're really sluggish, and they kind of shove themselves in hides or under, you know, in corners, and they just, you know, they just chill and do their thing. And I had no idea.
Here's a little fact that most people don't know. Gila monsters in brumation, and even when they're not in brumation, will sleep upside down.
Huh.
Really?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
So you think they're dead, but they're not. As soon as you touch them, they flip back over, and
Oh wow.
Sometimes they'll sit there for weeks that way in their hides in the wintertime.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's
That
crazy
is.
because beardies don't breathe very well when they're upside down. They have a hard time breathing. So that's why there's this whole big thing with people holding their beardy upside down. People freak out because they can't breathe very well, and they look cute, And if you don't know, you don't know.
Right.
And but yeah, no, that's interesting that the Gila monsters do that because
they'll wake up in the wintertime, get a drink of water, go right back to sleep.
Yep. I change out the greens. It's cold. It's cold enough where their salads don't get gross really fast. So I do a salad change sometimes my female will wake up and she'll scarf down a whole bowl and then go back to sleep. But just let her do her thing.
So I got a question for both you guys. So with brumation and bearded dragons or anything that brumates, is it, I mean, I guess that's part of their natural cycle, right? Every year, or is it something that you do when you're preparing for breeding, or like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's a natural cycle on the stuff.
So, like my roommate, she's got a bearded dragon. Like, do I need to be telling her like, hey, you gotta maybe put her in a different room and start brumating her or something like that?
They don't necessarily have to.
Okay.
No, but if you are going to breed them, you definitely do want to give them that time off.
Okay.
To relax and regenerate themselves. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Mine. I don't breed my beardies. I just let them do their natural thing because the temperature does drop. Yeah. Instead of freaking out about it and having to amp up all the heat, and I just let them do their natural thing. And then end of February, early March, as it's getting warmer here, it's getting everything goes up and they wake up and they're active over the rest of the year. And then probably about mid-December, mine start thinking about it. I just let them do their thing. I don't breed. Don't have any plans of breeding. My colubrids, most of them I don't put them into. My hognose, for some reason, he decides that he wants to do brumation, so I let him do his brumation. But my other 5 species of colubrids, I don't even remember. If they want to, great. If they don't, they don't.
Yeah.
So, because I have all male colubrids. I ain't breeding nothing,
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, we've got some good-looking bull snakes, milk snakes, garters, racers, all around here. So, and I don't. I'll pick them up and look at them, take a few pictures, and that's about it. Then I let them go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna go grab something.
No, you're good. Yeah, no, I just got a milk snake in recently. I'm still trying to figure him out. Wasn't planning on him, but he was kind of dropped in my lap.
Yeah.
He's gorgeous. They're very well taken care of.
Nice.
The family was moving and they called me and said, "We heard that you have reptiles." And I said, "Yeah, I do." And they're like, "Do you have room for 2 more?" I'm like, "All right, what are they?" I was told a bearded dragon and a corn snake. I said, "Okay, I have both. Let me see what I can do. Can you send me some pictures?" I got pictures. It was a bearded dragon and a milk snake. Definitely not a corn snake. And so I had to explain to them. I'll pull them out in just a second. But yeah, no, okay. That's not a corn snake. I have corn snakes. I have friends that breed corn snakes. That is not a corn snake. I'm sorry. You gotta look up your snakes if you keep them,
Yeah, so many people don't have the time or don't have the inclination to do any research on what they've got. They just listen to what PetSmart or Petco tells them, and that's it.
Yeah.
Most people know zero.
Well, I mean, now that everyone has internet access, there's no excuse really. You know what I mean?
Oh, like, no, there's not. But they don't. You know, they usually get them for the kids.
Yeah,
and the
that's
kids
true.
lose interest way too quick.
Yeah.
So,
Let me go grab my chair and I'll pull out my milk snake.
Nice.
not all kids were like I was when I was a kid. You know, I mean, I lived for snakes. That was it. Oh.
I have to move to the colibri corner.
And over the years, like when I lived down in Fort Collins, Colorado, I took in a lot of rescues from all over the place.
Yeah.
The Denver Police Department, they had me as someone that would take in large snakes, which most of the people from the Herp Society didn't have room or the cage to do that. I did at the time. So
there he is.
yeah, nice.
He's super sweet.
That's gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
So wasn't planning on adding the species in, but whoever is ever planning on bringing in more reptiles. I like to describe them like chips. I just have 18 flavors.
Yep. Years ago, I used to keep a lot of different rescues. I've had tons of different venomous cobras, green mamba, shit, all kinds of different stuff. I bought my yellow anaconda from Chad Brown when he was still in Boulder at Pro Exotics. So
yeah, he's gorgeous. Thank you. Yeah, he's very pretty. No, Aaron, he is not poisonous. He also hasn't even tried to go after me. He's the sweetest thing. His name is Icarus.
That's funny.
No, he's so sweet. I felt so bad. Let me turn this light off. I felt so bad for the family I got him from.
How'd you come by the name Icarus?
I have Greek mythology themed animals.
Yeah, that's an airways.
So I have lots of Greek mythology names in this room.
Nice.
So I was looking up names and Icarus stuck. He looked like an Icarus to me.
I like that name.
So, but no, the family I got him from, they messaged me and they're like, we don't want to have to do this, but we're moving across country and we don't want to hurt them. You know, and that's totally understandable. They're moving to like South Dakota or something crazy, and there's a single mom and 5 kids. Like,
oh geez,
she didn't want to deal with that. Her boys were so sad. I went and picked him up, and they were telling me everything. This is what he likes. This is what he eats. You have to hand feed him. This guy, they've bowl fed him. They didn't even tongue feed him. They put it in a little bowl for him. So we're switching that.
Patty, how are you?
Hey, Patty.
So, but yeah, no, they were very knowledgeable young men. Told me everything that they did with their animals, whole process, and they asked for pictures. And
do you know where they were moving to in South Dakota?
Mom got a better job there, something like that. I'm in a very small town, so the mom, I guess she works medical field, and so I guess she got a better job South Dakota.
Probably Rapid City.
Probably. I didn't ask.
And that's where Reptile Gardens is in Rapid City. If you've ever been there or heard of Reptile Gardens, it's one of the largest reptile places.
I've heard of it, but I haven't been that far. Yep, so now we have a very fat beardy going into formation. He's finally sleepy. He's finally figured it out. And then this little dude, he's gorgeous and super sweet. Aren't you super sweet? Yes, you are.
Yeah. Oh man, so pretty.
So he just chills. They
Nice.
pulled him out and they're like, he's the prettiest corn snake I've ever seen. I'm like, buddy, I hate to tell you this. I hate to tell you this. Burst your bubble. He is not a corn snake. Like, he's a milk snake.
Yes,
like even
yeah.
I knew that.
definitely.
You know, it's kind of
And,
obvious. Very
Rapid,
obvious.
Rapid
Yes.
City is also where
So pretty.
Cold Blooded Cafe started.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know that. That's what I use for feeders right now.
Yeah, they're in Indiana now, but after her husband died, Forrest passed away 2 years ago. They moved and went to Indiana. So
Thank you, Aaron, for dropping those links.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, bro.
Trying
Thanks,
to catch up
Aaron,
on
buddy.
comments. Trying to catch up comments, people. I'm sorry. It's a little bit different than
Sometimes it's
Instagram.
hard. Yeah, for sure.
Instagram is, it's a little bit easier because the comments are right there, but I'm not used to those yet.
So I'm curious, Shelby. What is your brand like? DWR? What does that mean?
So DWR,
I think
this
you
is
said
what
it last night.
yeah,
I think you
everyone
said
was
it last night.
laughing at it last night because we were talking about nicknames. DWR is Double Wash Ranch.
Okay.
I have our property. We have about 7 acres, and I have 2 giant washes that run through big portion of it.
Huh.
And it just stuck. It sounded cool. DWR sounded awesome. It
It does
stuck
sound
when
pretty dope.
I was just spewing names.
Yeah.
We went from like our Instagram started with the Adventures of Troy and Ares. Those are
Okay.
my bearded dragons. And I'm
Gotcha.
like, all right, I gotta actually have a name here because I started bringing in my ball pythons. My first 2 ball pythons came in, and then I started bringing in rescues. And I'm like, all right, I gotta have a real name here. So first name was Gorgon Society, and that did not
Okay.
stick at all. That was awful.
Jessica, I don't have that problem. I keep mine shaved.
Yeah.
So I started like, spewing names out, just saying them out loud. And then DWR sounded cool. I'm like, okay, we got double wash ranch, and I'm like, okay, well that's kind of a really long. So
Yeah.
then I'm like, all right, how about DWR? And all right, it's stuck. Cool.
Yeah.
So
I like it.
yeah, so
Yes.
that's us now. So, but no one normally knows what DWR is, so I don't want to be called double washed. That's a little weird.
Well,
So
Shelby,
is your
where do you plan on moving to?
Oh, I'd like to move to the Dallas-Fort Worth area eventually.
Okay.
This area's, I grew up here where we live. It's not growing the way I thought it would. Lots of Californians are coming in, and it's a big retirement area, so there's really nothing to do. The one mall we have that's about 45 minutes from me is so barren. It's like there's like 5 stores in it, maybe. It's just everything's down. The entertainment in this area is non-existent.
Yeah.
So this area is growing crazy residential, and the water here is going away fast because we're on wells, and so it's gonna crash in the next 10 years in this area. Unfortunately, I love it. It's my home, but I don't see raising kids here at all. I work at the school district, and I don't see raising my kids here.
Oh man,
I work. It's going down fast. So, and I would like to get out of the school and get into more reptile related something, even if it's
Okay,
like
sure.
being at a pet store or want to be closer to some of the bigger shows too. So Arlington, I would love to be able to go to Arlington twice a year. He'll be right there.
That
I
would
have
be nice.
quite a few friends that live in that area too, so it's not
Sure.
like I'm going blind.
Right.
That's a 10-year goal. We'll see. But yeah, this area is going crazy, and not a huge fan of what it is.
Yeah, no, I
So,
get it. Is your husband involved in the caretaking and things like that, or
nope, not at
no?
all.
So it's no, I get
No,
it. That
no,
happens for sure.
he tolerates my love for reptiles. I love
Yeah,
him for that. He supports me in that.
sure.
He listens to all my spiels of what genetics go with what, but he doesn't have any idea what that is.
Yeah,
But yeah, he loves them. He'll come out and hold them for me, or sit with me while I'm cleaning tubs. But other than that, it's all me. So
yeah,
he does his thing and I do mine, which is great. But I chose to do this, so this is my thing. So yeah,
sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
obviously, if I really need help and I'm not feeling good, he'll help me. But
yeah,
for the most part, it's me. So
yeah. No, I get it. Yeah.
what do you think?
Even where I
So
live here in Casper, Wyoming,
Mm-hmm.
Denver is like, almost 300 miles away. But it's
Mm-hmm.
not that big of a deal because everywhere you go out here, we're so wide open in Wyoming that you got to drive no matter where you go. Where I live out in the county, I'm 10 miles out of Casper, and Walmart is 15 minutes away. So if I need, the hospital is maybe just about 15 minutes, so I don't have to worry about anything. Everything's right here.
that's
Yeah,
good.
where I'm at, I'm out county too.
Yeah, I'm still far enough out in the county. It's quiet here. The river is right down below me, so
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I'm a little further out county. The nearest hospital is 45 minutes away.
Oh, geez.
So, having a kid in that situation, I don't want to deal with that either. It's a long drive. Walmart's the same way. We have a grocery store that's about 15 minutes away, but it's not the best. There's a little. We're in like a little town with a Ace Hardware and a dollar store. That's it. And the post office. That's it.
Well, I think Casper
There's another town next.
people.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people. The town I grew up in, was raised in, is the next town over. There's a few fast food restaurants, nothing crazy. That's where the grocery store is, or the nearest one. Everything's super expensive because it's a little town. But the closest bigger city is Prescott, Arizona, and that's about 45 minutes from me.
Okay.
So if I need to go to Home Depot or Walmart, it's a day trip. We drive and we get everything done that day and go home, so we don't have to waste gas.
Yeah, for sure.
When I got out of college, I almost took a job with a place in Prescott.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's grown.
It's because of laws.
Yeah, it's grown quite a bit since I was a kid, but it's more of a retirement city than anything. It's gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. I love it here, but it's just there's not a lot of opportunity here, especially with reptiles.
Yeah.
There's one store just opened in Prescott. That's it, and their hours are crazy. I can't even go to it. My job, like the way my hours are with my job, I can't even go to the store, so I don't even know how it is. There's next to nothing. So the nearest actual good reptile store is about 2.5 hours away in Phoenix.
Yeah.
And that's the closest part of Phoenix. So if I want to go like deep into Phoenix, that's a good 3 hours of driving cross state to go to a reptile amphibian specific store.
Sure.
So that's a kicker, and good reptile vets. I have a vet that's in Prescott, but she's not reptile specific.
Yeah.
So I get oh, it's just RI. And I'm like, okay, here's the symptoms. Like, I did all the work for you. I just need the medication. Like, I just need a prescription here.
Yeah.
Or I had one of my males, my pastel lesser ball python, started wheezing. As soon as I heard it, he got separated, quarantined. I did all the home remedy treatments that I got advice from a couple friends of mine in the UK that treat RI.
Yeah.
Went through treatments, did his thing. I took him to the vet. Oh, he doesn't have anything. I'm like, all right, so he just got a clean bill of health. I'll leave him in quarantine for another 2 weeks, and then I'll add him back in the collection. He doesn't even have it. Didn't even need antibiotics because I caught it just right. But if, but it was, oh, it's RI. Anytime I go to her, oh, it's RI. No, it's not. No, no, here's the list of symptoms. And here is my research. Can I have the medication, please? That's basically all I do. Because there's no specific reptile vet.
I've got one vet that I use here for reptile stuff, and she's learning more because she keeps reptiles herself.
Okay.
She calls me quite a bit to ask me different stuff because I've been doing this a day or so. So, I got over 60 years in reptiles. So,
yeah. No, I'd like to get into that eventually, and I like that aspect of it. I love the care and husbandry, and if I can get into a vet school for herpetology and get into that, I'll go. But where I live now, that's not going to happen. Like, there's nothing here. I can't do internships here because there's nothing here. I can do online school for X amount of time, but I need that in-house experience. I can't get that here. But if I move to a bigger city, like we've been looking at Dallas, Fort Worth.
Okay.
And this is 10 plus years in the future, possibly. It's an 10-year plan.
Okay.
Depending on how the economy goes,
Yeah,
if
for sure.
houses crash, I'll buy. But if the price is right now, no thank you. I'd like to get somewhere where I actually have opportunity.
For sure.
But it's hard if you know what you want to do and you're in an area you can't, you kind of screwed. You can do keeping. That's as close as I can get.
Yeah.
This room is my life.
Fort Collins, Colorado, which is just north of Denver, maybe 45 minutes. And I got to know a lot of the vets there. And at that time, Dr. Mader was teaching at Boulder University. And he pretty much wrote the book years ago on rattlesnakes. I had plenty of vets around that when I lived down there, but now I'm 200 miles north of that. So,
yeah, no, it's. I'm in a sand pit basically. I'm doing what I can, and I'm doing my hobby, and I'll be breeding. But as soon as an opportunity arises, I'm gonna take it and run. Like anybody would, should. But but everything's going with me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pack, rent a van and pack it up, and that one load of just animals is gonna go. And it's gonna be a long drive, but I need to get a couple of books like that.
This is a book that Dr. Doug Mader wrote. I used to have a signed first edition. But this literally covers everything in the world as far as reptiles.
Oh man, I need that.
Book to go to.
Wow. I need to get one of those books. I have a few little rinky dink books, but I need that book.
It's kind of pricey, but it's well worth it.
You know what? If the shit hits the fan and the internet goes away, there you go. You don't need anything else.
That's pretty tight.
That's the one thing I have files of info stored away just in case something happens, because I'm not paranoid per se, but you never know. You never know what could happen.
Hold on 1 second, guys. I gotta use the restroom.
Go ahead.
You're good. You're good. Yeah, no, I need to look and get into that. Get a couple books like that.
Yeah, Mater's book is the book. That's the one they use in all the veterinary classes all over the world. So
I get a head start. No, I'd like to get into that. I sit here and I watch all these people complain that they don't have a good vet, and nothing really you can do about it unless someone starts going to school for it. And
the biggest problem is, those guys that do specialize in reptiles, especially, they've got to stay to the bigger cities in order to make their business prosper.
Right.
So, and that's another problem, but
yeah. No, it's
so like me, if I've got a problem, I usually just call and they got the prescription ready when I get there. So
I'm pretty close to being that point. They still make me bring in the animal and do the checkup and everything. Even though I know
more than they do. So
yeah, no, she's funny. She's like, all right, what do you got today? What symptoms do they have? And does the full check, they get their money's worth, I guess.
Yeah.
I gotta pay them to get, to tell them what they're already gonna tell me, but
well, that's part of it.
It is what it is.
Yeah. And like I say, the bigger cities got more to pick from, but smaller places like where I live, not so much. Like I said, 300 miles from Denver, so.
Yeah. One day, a 10-year plan. I got 3, 5, and 10-year goals, so we'll get there. And if they don't work out, they don't work out. They're goals for a reason.
Yep.
Goals change, dreams change. So.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Multiplayer says, I almost went to school to be a vet when I graduated high school, but I don't think I could handle putting animals to sleep. I don't know. How do you feel about that? That's an interesting point. Never even thought about that, to be honest.
I was raised on a farm. We raised our own meat. We processed our own meat. Obviously, it's sad. It is sad. If you don't have an emotion for it, then you're not in the right field. Honestly, you never want to go into that not having emotion.
It's part of life if you raise animals. If you're on a farm or ranch, any of that kind of stuff. I've been around all that stuff all my life. So it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it sucks to have to do it, but it has to be done.
In situations, you got to think of, do you want your animal to sit there and suffer with what they have, or do you want them to be put out of whatever pain they're going through that they can't express like humans can? Do you want your animal to be, in so much pain that it can't eat, it can't move, it can't, like, there's a certain point where it's hard, yes. And that's what the, experts are there. They don't have that emotional personal attachment. There's still an emotional attachment. It's a life. And if you go into a field like that not feeling anything, you're not in the right field.
Yeah.
If you're not upset that you couldn't help that animal and you had to make that decision to put it to sleep, then you're not human.
Yeah.
Like, but and even with these guys, if you feed live, what's the difference? You're feeding an animal with an animal. You have to. I've always had a understanding of, where my meat comes from, full process,
for sure,
from birth all the way through.
Which is a big problem nowadays, because most people think their meat comes from the damn grocery store.
Yeah.
Right?
I
That's
was.
what I don't understand. People are just like naive and you know.
Oh, and there's a lot of people that don't understand how life truly has to, the whole process.
Yeah.
Things don't just appear on a store shelf.
Yep. And it's
Anything.
worse too if you're shopping at Walmart or where your local store. They're coming from like factory farms and stuff. You're probably getting stuff that's steroid injected and it's got all these antibiotics and all this and that. That's like, that's tainting the meat. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I think I would love to be in a position where I can raise my own cows and chickens and whatever.
Yep. I'm hoping to bring in some market swine and raise my own swine, so I get some pork.
Yeah.
I was a FFA 4-H brat.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
showed everything from guinea pigs to steer. Whole process. That's a whole different ball game because you have to sell your animal at the end. If you have a market animal, like I have an understanding of that whole process that a lot of kids growing up nowadays will never experience.
Oh, for sure.
Never experience the whole process of life. I mean, I have younger siblings. My youngest sister, she's 13. She just had baby goats born for her meat project.
Okay.
And so she's starting from breeding to birthing to growing out to training and showing, and then she's gonna sell her meat goat at the end.
Yep.
And she's 13. She's got the whole process. She's also raising the siblings of that goat to feed my family. She had triplets.
Yeah.
My sister, her goat had triplets. One's being brought up for show and to sell at market. The other two are going to be raised up the same way for my family to eat.
Yeah.
Because that's how it is. They have my family has dairy goats too. I grew up with a herd of 20 dairy goats. We milked every morning.
Okay.
I was homeschooled. That was part of schooling was raising animals. I raised meat rabbits for years. I showed rabbits. I did quail. We did geese, ducks, turkey. My family raises turkeys every year for Thanksgiving. We don't buy turkeys from the store. We get real non-pumped of hormone turkeys. Like that whole process, so putting an animal to sleep for a humane way doesn't bother me because I know you have to know why you're doing it. Obviously, there's a reason. You're not going to put an animal to sleep for nothing. There's a rhyme and a reason. Either it's me or it's a pet in pain. Like not a lot of people can do that nowadays, though. Honestly, they can't. I mean, I have a hard time with my pets. Don't get me wrong. But my iguana, when she went downward this last year, I knew it was her time. She got as comfortable as possible. I made her super comfortable. And we lost her the next day. Curled up in her comfortable spot. I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
It's part of life.
Yeah.
Yep.
You just do your best. And if she was in that much pain, she would have been down at my vet.
Yeah.
Being put to sleep.
And kind of what you guys were saying earlier too is like, it kind of sucks because I know there's reptile keepers, all over the country, all over the world. But kind of like Brad was saying is that in order for them to be successful, they have to kind of be in a bigger city. So there's a lot of people that are keeping reptiles that can't make it to a vet, like a good exotic vet or whatever, So it's, I have thought about doing stuff, something like that because I love animals too. I it's part of my life, and I would like to even, make it a bigger part of my life. But, it's, I don't know, man. Hopefully this ball python thing takes off, but like, yeah, it's just all fascinating to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just take it one day at a time. I'm right there with you. Grow out stage.
Yeah. And there's
going
like
strong. That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Is to get through that. And I've talked to people and I've read things and watched videos. It's that first 3 years where when you decide to breed and you have your first official clutch season of more than one, clutch going off, that's the hardest part to get through, is that grow out stage.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot that can happen in 3 years, or about 3 years. There's a lot that can happen. I have of some of my females, that little one I brought out very beginning of the live, she's only like 6 months old. She's got a long way to go.
Yeah.
She's not that old at all, so she's not going to get bred for another 3 years. Estimated 3 years, depending on how fast she grows for me.
Yeah.
That's a long stretch. I kind of made it a little bit easier for myself, so by the time my youngest gets to size, I will slowly have more clutches. I'll go from 2 to 3 clutches to 5 to 7 to, I have 12 females right now at the moment. I guarantee I'm going to be bringing in more, knowing myself. Something's going to come along, but I have all different age groups. I have one ready to go. I have 4 I should be ready at the end of this season. I'm hoping fall, have fall locks. And then I have girls that will be ready in about a year and a half, and then all the way up to about 3 years. So I gave myself a little time to not overwhelm myself.
Yeah.
With it, because I've seen a lot of people get overwhelmed. They buy a bunch of babies or ride out by adults and get overwhelmed. They have, they don't start with 1 clutch or 3 clutches. They start with 7, and it freaks them out, and then they sell their entire collection.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's been a lot of that. Last year was horrible. A lot of pages I followed.
I saw that too.
Sell. It was awful. It was so sad. It was so sad, because you're watching these people grow for a year and a half, and they get stuck in that 3 year sticky spot, or they overwhelm themselves with clutches, and then they're like, nah, don't want to do it. Just sell everything.
Reptile. Nice.
What's up, Brad? Or do I need to pull something up? My bad.
Yeah, E-Reptile's got his 3 comments there about his
Okay, let me pull this up. I was like, okay, so let's see. Almost put my Mastiff down when he was 3, and he started having seizures out of nowhere. Took him to a vet. She didn't know why. Took him to an emergency vet in Amarillo. Slept in the parking lot overnight.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's tough. They said we've tried everything and he's still having seizures. So I said, let's just put him down. She said, there's one more thing we can try. So I said, let's try it. It worked. He had seizures off and on for a week or so. After that, was on meds for a few years, but he's 11 now, still doing good. Gets around great for his age and the breed of dog he is. I used to have a friend who had a dog that had seizures all the time. Like, I'm talking like a little dog. I don't remember exactly what kind it was, but had to like give it medications and things like that. But it was sad because like sometimes it would just start seizing up out of nowhere. You know what I mean? And sometimes like a couple times a day, and it's not a fun thing to see an animal go through that. Or obviously not a human either, but like just seeing anything be in that sort of pain and it's tough because like those are decisions you have to make. Like, man, like should I keep putting them on medications or should I, put them to sleep? But yeah, I get it for sure.
I saw a comment up here. It was about dealing with not the animals going to sleep, but dealing with the sadness of the owners. That's tough. That can be really tough. Yeah. I work with special needs children. I deal with craziness already. Like, it's not anything new.
Yeah.
That won't be anything going
on, Victor?
So dealing with that, it's I wouldn't say it's easier if you have your own animals and you've lost them. Yeah. But you have an understanding. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I said, you have to be human. You can't
Yeah.
be a robot going into a job like
Oh
that
no, no,
and
no.
going,
You've
"Oh,
got to
it's
take
just
it
an
out.
animal." Definitely not.
No.
That's your family member. Like, I don't want to put your animal down. But
Yeah.
if it's necessary and we all decided as a team, then
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately that's life.
A quick
But-
shout out here to Far Out Exotics. That's Victor. He specializes in blue tongue skinks.
Ooh,
Oh, nice. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I love my
If
blue
you're
tongue.
interested, hit him up.
Yeah, those are
I
some
have-
cool animals.
I have a very ornery Halomahera BTS.
Ah,
He is a handful.
Hmm.
And he's glaring at me up in his tub, but he's not coming out today. He's shedding.
I'm curious, are you into like invertebrates or anything like that?
I am not.
Sure.
I'd like to be. Let's rephrase that. I'd
No,
like to be.
I feel that too. I don't have any at all. But there's some cool stuff, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I'll see. Maybe I'll like get my feet wet a little bit sometime.
Yeah,
but-
I've been eyeballing. I'm on a really awesome. It's a reptile Discord actually. It's called You Do You Reptiles, and it's a big
Okay.
group of people. It's fairly new.
All right.
And there's a group of people that have large collections of all those creepy crawlies that I
Yeah.
don't have yet.
Yep.
Gorgeous animals.
there's a few people I follow. Mark the Spider guy is over in Ukraine, UK.
UK. Yep.
Yeah, and I get on some of his lives with him. He holds them on the weekends, usually Saturday and Sunday. And he's got a bunch of people over there. They're heavy in all kinds of spiders and
That's awesome.
Yeah.
stuff like that. So,
See, I've got a friend.
ton of
Go on.
knowledge.
Yeah, I got a friend who breeds like tarantulas, and he's got all sorts of stuff. Yeah, it'd be cool to get into. But I don't need to like stretch myself too far right now. But like I said, once I have like a place where I can have like a whole reptile room and this and that, I'll probably like dip into that a little bit. But I don't know. Yeah.
No, that's kind of where I'm at. I have my room.
Yeah.
And I know my limits. I'm not at the limit, but
yeah.
you never want to get to the I'm at my limit portion.
Yeah.
A lot of people do. They get to their I have too many animals and I can't take care of them.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
at a point where I'm busy, but it's not too much.
Sure.
And I think adding a couple tarantulas in the mix right now is probably not the best idea.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Yeah. And
Because
especially too, like if
yeah.
the more things that you add, the more you have to learn if you don't already know those things. So it's like, do I want to be responsible for more animals, feeding more animals, learning about them, making sure that they have their correct cycles and temperatures and humidity, this, that. Like you just add a lot more variables, but some people are really good at it and they have the time to to do all that. But for me, I just don't want to have to deal with all that stuff right now. But I would like to. Maybe in like a year or two.
Okay, multiplayer has a question for all three of us and the rest of the people in the chat.
Shoot, am I missing it? Oh, here we go. I didn't even see that.
Each of you have. I have 5 right now, but that's all I want to keep, except for I'd like to get a male emerald tree boa. Other than that, I'm right where I want to be. So, and the rest of you guys, Shelby?
That's a good question. Let's count them. Oh. No, it's not a bad thing you don't know how many you have. Okay, that's
Years ago, I was that way.
I have 8 colubrids, Oh, my Tegu's out. I don't know if you could see him. Can you see him?
Yeah, a little bit.
Kind
Yeah.
of. He's in the middle of shedding. He's kind of hiding. I don't.
That's okay.
Here, hold on. Let me see. Well, see if I can do it better. Can you see him?
Yeah.
That's my little velociraptor.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Oh, you're
Yeah.
shedding really bad, dude. His legs are shedding. Oh, okay. So I have 8 colubrids. I have my tegu. I have 2 red-tailed boa, Colombian red tails.
Nice.
So that's what? 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 2 frogs, 12, 13. I have 6 leopard geckos. 19. I have 3 tortoises. 22. I have 25, including my turtles.
Shelby, quick question for you. Do you keep your tortoises outside in the summertime there?
I will be this year. Mine are still little.
Mm. Yeah, I have
So
a couple friends
they're
who do that too. They keep them outside, when they
Yeah.
can,
so
and it's
this
pretty cool.
is their indoor area. And I have their hide. I have a third one in here sleeping.
Yeah. Oh.
This year they're big enough. I have big birds of prey that will pick them up. They're
Oh,
big
yeah.
enough now. When I got them, they were really little. They're about 6 or 7 years old each now. So they're big enough to go outside. So they will have an
Okay.
outdoor enclosure this year. And I'll be
Nice.
videoing and processing all that to show everybody that process. Okay, where was I at? 25?
I'm already
Um,
losing track. I'm trying to remember for you.
30, including my beardies and blue tongue.
We got
And then I
6
have
people watching now.
Yeah.
my
Hello,
20.
everybody.
Wait. I have 22 ball pythons, so that's 52, right? Yeah. And then I have my crested and my sand boa, so 54
Nice.
Huh.
ish at the moment. Yeah.
And
Yeah, I think that's
I think I've had more at one point, but right now I have, I think it's
put myself back to the screen.
16 ball pythons, 1 boa, and a baby Savannah monitor.
There we go.
But then, yeah, that's all I have. My roommate has an adult pastel ball python and a bearded dragon. I take care of those ones when she's gone, so I kind of take care of them a lot. But yeah, just my own stuff, like 18 animals, not a lot.
Nice.
I would love more, but like I said, I'm trying to pace myself, and not get too far ahead of myself. So
I don't blame
How
you.
you doing, Saints?
hey, Saints Dust, thank you.
Hello.
And Far Out says 50 plus. All right. Solo, how many animals you have? I know you got some wiener dogs.
He's got two neat little weenies.
Yeah. That's my reptiles. I do have dogs and cats too.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I have regular pets. Okay, people. Regular.
Yeah, they're regular,
I have a couple. Well, I have my turtles and my soft shell. He's only about, I don't know, yay big.
Oh,
he's in an aquarium, so there's fish in there. I have a ferret. She's
okay.
back here.
I used to raise and breed ferrets when I lived back in Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
God, I had tons of them.
Never thought I'd own a ferret, and then my old roommate wasn't taking care of her very well. He had 3 in a really tiny enclosure, and she was getting picked on really bad, and I basically stole her. I'm like, I'm taking this one, and he's like, okay, whatever. And I'm like, that's messed up. Like, if you didn't have any emotion for me taking your ferret, you probably shouldn't have had her in the first place. So I took her and bought a whole bunch of stuff that day, and I'm like, I'm not gonna let this ferret suffer. I'm that kind of person. I won't let. If I see an animal and I can help them, they're going to have a permanent home forever with me until their expiration date, because I don't tolerate that garbage. I have dogs that were bait dogs that were their pit mixes. If they got put back into the pound, they'd be euthanized. I'm not gonna let that happen because of stupid people. So I have 4 dogs. They're all pit cattle dog mixes.
Oh, okay.
They're wonderful.
Patty,
a whole bunch of kitties.
I was asking Patty, what is a bell?
It's a blue-eyed leucistic. So it's a all-white snake made from like Mojave Lesser. You could do like Mojave to Mojave, Lesser to Lesser.
Butter, bamboo.
Oh yeah, bamboo.
A couple different combinations. That's one of my main projects. I have Lesser, Butter, Mojave.
So my very first clutch. So I told you guys that I had to use the reptile shop's incubator I was working at the time. So I had 7 eggs, and my pairing was a banana Mojave Fire to a pastel Lesser, and so I did actually make 1 bell female, but I because you can never tell what's in the genes other than like the Mojave Lesser. I don't know, like the reptile shop got one of my snakes, you know what I mean, for helping me out. So I took my holdback, which was a banana Mojave Lesser Fire, excuse me, not banana Mojave Lesser Fire, banana pastel Lesser Fire. So he was my holdback. He looked like almost white when he came out, but then he started getting some pinks and some patterns, you know, after a couple of days. But so I kept him. And then the reptile shop got the bell, and man, like she was so white, so beautiful. Like, I mean, I have the ingredients to make her again, because not only did I keep him back, but I kept back. So my sire was a banana Mojave Fire, but he made a pastel banana Mojave Fire. So once he gets up to size, maybe I'll like throw him with a pastel Lesser. But you know, bells are cool. I think they definitely sell. They're beautiful animals. Like if even if you're not trying to breed, like it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
What's up, Mike?
I have my my pastive pied male, the pastel Mojave visual pied. So I will eventually be making bells, but they'll be 100% het for pied.
Okay.
So and all my females are either single or double gene, so there's not much of trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I have a Savannah, which is a cinnamon Mojave. So that's the only really one, like you won't really be able to tell if they have cinnamon or not. But other than that, they're kind of straight cut forward. So you know exactly what's in them. You know, to make the bell, you got to have the 2 genes.
Yeah.
But with that male, I have a pastel Lesser male.
All right, just give me 1 second.
He's my backup boy.
Okay, Saints Dust, can I see your face real quick? Do you mind? All right, there we go. We've been having some creepy people come on. Not like that. Yeah, so Saints Dust, what's up, man? So I just asked. I'm good, man. So my name is John. What's your name?
My name is actually Dusty.
Dusty, okay. Yeah, so the reason why I asked for his face is there's somebody running around on channels and they're exposing themselves, posing as our friends in the community. So I just wanted to make sure.
I'm just a big bearded guy.
A big bearded guy. That's all right.
How you doing, Saint? Dusty.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah.
This is my little mahogany that I won from Kurtwood.
Oh, shoot. Oops.
Oh.
My bad. My bad, bro. That was my fault. I clicked the wrong button. Hold on.
Technical
I just like
difficulties.
I'm used to having you like right there. I don't know why, so I got to put you back.
How pretty. Oh, it's in a
Okay.
mahogany.
So
that's mahogany.
though,
How
yeah,
pretty.
mahogany's nice, man.
I hadn't had a ball python in over 30 years, and I won this one off of Kurtwood's channel.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
I get kind of lazy with the giveaways because like I see giveaways all the time and I always want to enter in them, but like sometimes I'm like, man, dude, I'm competing against like 100 people. Like, I mean, there's still the chance you could win, but yeah, you won it. Mitzi won one. A couple other people have won ball pythons, and so yeah,
the only ball pythons I've gotten from giveaways were like people who won them and they're like, I don't really want it. Here, give them to Shelby. So I have a normal possible het pie and a normal het clown.
I think, okay, responding to E, I think Mitzi's got too much dang time. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think it's the fact that, yeah, people like Mitzi and like Bosa and like these super supporters, you know, they might not have like a lot of stuff, but they're supporting everybody that they're, you know, qualifying themselves for those.
Mitzi actually has a brother to this one.
Yeah.
Oh, does she?
Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah,
So,
no, I'm busy, you know. I don't have time to sit and get on all the good giveaways, you know. It's just I'll donate to some that, you know, that ask for donations, you know. I'm totally cool with that. I've entered a few.
okay.
But, you know, I have the worst luck. So it's like, all right, well, I'll enter, you know, but
yeah.
I'm not really worried about it, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not a sore loser like some people.
So Dusty, sorry guys.
Nasty
I'm gonna interject because we got Dusty up here. I've never had him on my channel either. So you're keeping fish then, right? Just fish, is that right?
Yeah, I'm a member of Fish Fam.
Okay. Do you mind if we see what you got? Are you down to show us some cool stuff? Because I literally know nothing about fish.
Yeah, I can take you around real quick. Give me a second.
Oh yeah.
I won't be able to hear you while I'm taking y'all around to see them.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So I'm gonna put you on solo.
Actually, I might. I'm just gonna disconnect here. Hold up.
Oh, you're good.
Awesome. I'm not much of a fish person. I got my goldfish. Does that count? I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Goldfish counts.
See, I don't know much about fish. I would like to maybe expand on that stuff, but I don't know enough about the care and I don't know enough about species. But as far as like my channel goes, like I want to have everybody be able to come on and be able to show what they got, because like I'm sure you know your stuff, man. And I'm sure you could tell me.
A breeder tank.
Okay.
Nice.
I raised tropical fish for about 20 years.
Bottle tank that's going to be getting sand.
Nice.
So pretty.
Man, so I take it you got just a whole room for your aquariums.
Oh yeah.
Just like us reptile people, or you got like a reptile rooms. It's just like you dedicate a portion of your house to them.
Oh man, you have to.
Yeah, I mean snakes I feel like are a little bit easier, but still, you know, once you expand, you're getting racks, and those racks are filling rooms, and then you got your rat racks, but yeah, with fish, man, that's so much water, bro. It's just so much to me. So what type of fish are you keeping? You have saltwater and freshwater, just freshwater?
I'm just freshwater at the moment. I'm looking to move up to saltwater shortly.
Okay.
Gorgeous. Yeah, I tried the fish thing and it just didn't stick for me. But kudos to you, you know, that they're gorgeous. Takes a good person to take care of these guys.
100%. Yeah,
they went and hid real quick.
It's like I really kind of want to, because they're just so pretty. And then someone was talking to me, like this might be basic, you know, considering I don't know much about fish, but someone was telling me about cichlids and all this and that. And we were having a discussion about that the other day, and you know, it's getting me really interested in like trying to learn about fish, and yeah, that's
These
cool.
are here.
Okay.
Oh, pretty.
And how many different kinds do you have? Do you know?
I've probably got about 15 different breeds of fish in my house right now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
I used to raise bettas and I used to raise piranhas.
I would love
I had a
piranhas.
piranha. I was actually forced to get rid of my piranha because it took half my finger off.
Oh, really?
Oh no.
Man.
Got to be a
I
little
miss
careful.
my piranha.
with them. Yeah. I had a golden piranha that I got from a fish store when I was a kid. I raised it for, oh geez, probably 12 years. And I took it to junior high school because I had a 250-gallon tank that wasn't being used in the room next to me.
Have a good night, Jess.
I had it there for a couple of years. And then one of the teachers, we had a holiday or something, so they were off, and he turned the damn air stone off over the weekend and killed it.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Aw, I'm sorry.
But that thing was about 10 inches long and just the neatest looking piranha that I ever had. I used to breed the reds, but
My Oscar's the biggest fish in my house right now at 13.5 inches.
right.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
That's another one you got to be a little careful with on the Oscars. They will take your finger if they get the chance.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
I've heard that before.
But
And
the
I have
Oscars,
goldfish. I got goldfish in a turtle tank. I don't know if that counts as fish keeping, but
As a fish guy,
they have
I
babies,
get
so
made
they're
fun
happy.
Yeah.
because I can't keep goldfish alive.
Oh, really? That's like the only fish I can keep alive for some weird reason. They're always feeder fish I get for my turtles. I let them live feed and hunt, you know, to give them a enrichment and such.
Yeah.
I
For
have some
sure.
rated sliders. I put some really small ones in with my soft shell turtle, and he decided, he's like, nah, I'm not hungry. I'll just have friends. And now they're huge, and I got a couple pregnant ones that are gonna pop anytime. But I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm a fish keeper? Question mark. I'm
Yeah.
not. They just do their thing. That's about it. I don't know if it's got all the filters and crazy stuff with the turtle in there, but I guess
The black and orange fish that I was showing off is an Oscar.
Oh, okay.
Oscars are cool. They are neat.
Yeah.
Very, very pretty.
Now, how many tanks do you have in your house?
In this room, honestly, I haven't counted recently. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, good. It's not just a reptile keeper
I have
thing.
12
Yeah,
in
right.
this room. The rest of my house, I have over 30 set up right now.
Nice.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Hey, at least you know your number and you don't have to walk around
Right.
and count them.
I'm going to pick up 3 tanks and a bunch more equipment on the 29th. So, and that 3 tanks might turn into more.
I don't know what an Oscar is. Oscar's a type of fish. I do know that. I'm not very knowledgeable, but I do know what an Oscar is. I do know what they look like, too. Not an expert, but.
Yeah, I really needed, like, I don't know. Okay, so let me ask you, Dustin. So if you got somebody that's got zero experience with fish and they want to get into fish, how would you recommend that they would start? Like, where would you have them start? You know,
a 20-gallon tank. I would recommend Tetramin fish food to start with. I would recommend probably Tetras to start with. Tank heater, gravel, and just your basic start right from God, what's the company called? I can't think of the name, but it's called Start Right. You can get it at Walmart. That's how I'd start. You know, your first tank ever. Don't go with a 55. Don't go with a 10. 10 takes too much maintenance. Start with a 20, and from there work your way up.
Okay. Yeah, because yeah, like I said, you know, I want to learn about everything. You know, like it's not just reptiles that fascinate me. Reptiles, I feel like I have more like I don't know. I just have more of like a passion for, but I think the thing is like I could easily develop a passion for fish, and want to do it just as much. It's just like I got to get that knowledge. I gotta, yeah, maybe start out, you know, yeah, like I said, start a little small with like a 20-gallon, and you know, learn how to do that well, and then you know, I think that passion and that desire to go bigger and better, you know, will be there for sure.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
So how did you get into keeping fish? And how long have you been doing it?
When I was 7 years old, I received a fish tank for Christmas. My dad went out with me and helped me pick out like 6 fish. And ever since then, I was doing it. I quit for about 6 years. And 2.5 years ago, got back into it. And here's where I am now.
Nice. Now, what are your goals with it? Is it a hobby? Are you trying to make a business out of it?
I am going to make a business out of it. My hobby is going to stay at my house, and my business is going to be the larger breeding scale.
Okay. And what are you trying to breed? Like, is there something that you like to focus on?
I'm going with about 25 different breeds of Tetra, and then I plan on doing some other mixes as well.
Gotcha.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I'm just trying to think of questions because I don't know like a lot of questions to ask about fish, but at what point would you expand into saltwater? Like, and like what would you put into a saltwater sort of aquarium?
I do have everything that I need to run a saltwater tank. Although, from my experience, it's a lot harder to run a saltwater tank, so I've been hesitant to start.
That's what I hear too. Yeah,
I'm just gonna have to try and get my feet wet.
Yeah, because I assume like even not only are you probably putting more maintenance and care into a saltwater tank and having to have a closer eye on it, but you're probably spending more money for the fish. Yeah. Or they're like, yeah.
You're spending more money on not just the fish, but you have to have living sand or rocks. You have to have live coral. You have to have a lot of things go into a saltwater tank. You have your RIDI unit. You have skimmers. You have all the systems. It takes like 10 different systems to run a saltwater tank. Whereas with these, I have backpacks or filter systems. They're not as complicated. Now, my heat system for my 125 that y'all can see right now, that one does take a lot more work, but it's a larger tank.
Sure.
But when you get into salt, it just $1,000 or $1,500 tank can go up to a 10 grand tank in minutes.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's. Huh. Now, are there, when you're talking about like the fish and aquatics community, are there a lot of people doing saltwater, or is it just mostly freshwater fish and things?
I honestly think there might be more people doing saltwater than freshwater, but then again, a lot of people mix it up, so it could be even. For sure. I honestly don't know.
No, it's all good. Now, where do you typically buy your fish? Like, is it from a local pet shop? I don't know. Like, who's selling like what you're looking for?
I buy mostly online. The local places around here, there's a couple good ones, but it's just easier to get the fish that I'm looking for online.
Sure, gotcha.
Interesting.
The regular fish don't get as many views, don't get as many looks, and also the fish that I'm interested in aren't usually carried by regular fish stores.
Okay.
Interesting.
Now, so your name is Saints Dust Aquarium. Now, do you have like branding behind that, or is it just kind of like a
I'm
name?
setting up LLC right now.
Oh, okay.
And I have a brand that I just got designed, and I'm about to start selling shirts, hats, different
Perfect.
sweaters,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But it's a
Yep.
work in progress. I have to finish up my LLC, and that's taking a few months.
Gotcha. So real quick, I'm gonna pull up Brad because he's got one of his Gila monsters out.
He came out to get a drink, so I figured I'd get him out.
Oh,
How
okay.
pretty.
Yeah. Hello.
Is he shedding right now? Is that what I see?
That's what I think I'm saying too.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
I'm like, wait, hold on. He's got some interesting feathering on there. The light hits it just right. You can't really tell. Yeah. Now I can see
Now-
it. It's dead.
Is that an adult or is it gonna get bigger?
They'll get a little bit bigger. This is the smallest one out of the three, and it's about 16 to 18 inches. The other two are about 20 to 22.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. And real quick, I'm gonna ask Dustin a quick question. But do you have an Instagram that people can follow?
I don't have an Instagram right now. I have Facebook, and then my YouTube channel.
Gotcha. And that's Saints Dust Aquariums or Aquarium. Yeah, we'll find you. We'll find you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
It's all about supporting everybody doing all this stuff. Oh man, that is beautiful, man. That is so beautiful. I want one so bad.
My Facebook, I haven't visited lately, so don't hate me if there isn't much on there right now. I've been paying more attention to my YouTube channel.
For sure. I think YouTube's where it's at, 100%.
And I haven't touched my Facebook in a while, and it's probably sad looking too. So don't feel so bad. Sometimes I forget I have
about
it.
6 months ago, I probably hadn't checked it until like a week ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Facebook it's an interesting platform.
So Brad, what is their temperament like? Like, are they able to be socialized, like very well where like
you can socialize them pretty easily.
Okay.
When you first go into the cage, I like to put my hand down on the bottom of the cage and let the Gila monster come to me.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's cool.
And they do, because I let them roam around, and better weather, I take them outside, let them roam around a little bit.
Oh, okay.
It's natural UV. So, although they supposedly don't need UV, but
because a little sunshine didn't hurt.
No.
And they're native to, are they only native to the US? And like, okay.
The US and northern Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Central and southern Mexico have the beaded lizards.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So, yeah, because I thought beaded and the Gila monsters were the same, but they're not.
No.
They're, okay, gotcha.
The beaded lizards will get a lot bigger. They'll get up to about 3 feet.
Okay.
Yeah. But they're still venomous. Gila monsters and beaded lizards do not have fangs. The venom glands are in the lower jaw, and they actually chew the venom into you.
Sure. Okay.
So far, I've never been bit. I don't want to get bit if I can help it, but they're not. It's not medically significant. So nobody's ever died from a Gila monster bite.
Okay.
You wish you were dead for a few days, but
yeah. See, that's so funny because there was 2 of them that we were selling at the reptile shop, and I should just call it Beasties because that's what the name was. But when I was working for Beasties, we had two little ones, And so yeah, so just trying to learn about them. This is like, I hear, don't get bit because you're gonna wish you were dead.
Right.
You know, but you know, it's like not gonna kill you. So that's
question.
funny.
I've heard that they have grooves in their teeth to help them
Yes.
chew in the venom. Is that true?
That is true.
Okay.
That is true.
Grooves in their teeth to help
Like
them.
snakes, you know, venomous snakes have the venom glands right here in the top of the
Yeah.
head, where Gila monsters have them right here in the bottom jaw.
Oh. Interesting. They're absolutely gorgeous animals out there.
Yeah.
They are.
Love their look.
And they're not fast, so I know when I have them outside, my cat goes nuts because he wants to play with them. And of course, they hiss at the cat, so he just backs off.
Yeah.
So funny.
The reason I wear the gloves is because of the claws.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, look at this thing.
That's got to be one of the coolest animals. Like, that's definitely that might be in my top 5 of animals I want to get.
So pretty.
Yeah, but they are neat, and they get to know you, and they get to know their names.
Oh yeah.
I asked my wife if I could have a snake, and she said that's the day we signed divorce papers.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I got quite a few family members that don't come to my home because they think I'm out, just overridden with reptiles.
Well,
little do they know they're all in the garage and they're not even in the main house.
Yeah,
but
I was about
that's
to
okay.
ask
I didn't want them there anyway. Don't come visit me then. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's funny
my grandmother will not come to my home.
It's funny because, like,
to be completely honest, we all have too much invested in our setups to even really let too many people see them.
Yeah. No, I think more people online on lives or pictures on my Instagram see my setup more than people that are down the road from me. Like, people are more than welcome to come in and look at my babies, but it's just never happens. It's more people, lives, and I show off animals on lives, or I try to do a daily picture, and these are our lives, no matter what it is, from dogs
I
to
have actually a bunch
fish.
of stuff for reptiles, just because when you're getting aquariums and fish tanks, usually people have had, some kind of reptile in a tank or something like that. So I've got 15 or 20 of the heat bowls and lamps and lids and all kinds of stuff for reptiles. I've just never had them myself.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I'm just read this out loud real quick. So multiplayer says, my mother-in-law was terrified of them. Then we moved in with them, and now she's fascinated by them. She still makes her nervous, or they still make her nervous, but she has come a long way. I think it's funny because, like, especially with like reptile people, if you have somebody that's not doing reptiles at all, like a family member or a friend, I hear a lot of stories of people like, oh no, I can't come over your house, and but some of us like that. I think a lot of us are introverts, or kind of like our space, or
guilty.
Yeah. So it's a lot of people just kind of like sticking to themselves, which I do too, you know what I mean? But I'm trying to like grow on that and stuff, but I'm fine with people not coming over my house for 2, 3, 4 hours.
That's the joy of having social media. We can sit in the comfort of our own homes and share the passions we have, no matter what it is. If it's fish, or if it's spiders, or if it's tortoises. Like, I mean, even people go and show their cats and dogs. Like, I've seen some pretty weird cat shows, purebred, this and that, and just do what you love. But no, for people who don't want to travel and have people over, then this is the perfect
The
way
last
to
video I made was actually of my cat, so I understand.
Yeah,
so So it was Dustin, right? Or Dusty?
Yeah,
Dustin?
Dusty.
Dusty, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No problem.
So with your YouTube, what steps are you taking towards that? Like, what are your goals with YouTube? Are you trying to get like monetized? Or are you trying to just kind of show off your collection to just people, or like?
I didn't start off wanting to get monetized, but a lot of my family thinks that I will and say that I should, but I started it more as something just to show them off, because why should I be the only one to view something so beautiful? You know, they're a lot of fun. The tanks are beautiful. I set them up to be seen, and then I'm the only one who sees them other than my wife and kids. So why not show them off?
No, 100%. I think that's a good answer, a good perspective. Because yeah, man, like you want to be able to share your passion with the world, and especially when you put so much work and you've invested so much into them. You know, it's not that I would say it's selfish to keep it to yourself, but it's like there's an audience for it. You know what I mean? There's people that want to see that, and then there's a whole community around it. It's not just like you're showing people that have no interest. You're attracting people that have the exact same interests. And not only can you teach other people that are doing what you're doing, but you can learn from other people that are bigger than you. And then, you know, whenever you're taking steps to grow your collection, to expand your breeding, and, you know, turn it into a business or whatever your goals are.
I'm still a small channel, and I do hope to grow and become something a lot bigger. And, you know, with the brand and everything that's going to be happening, I know I'll probably move up a little bit, but that wasn't my real main concern. But at this time, I do hope to grow.
For sure. Well, I think the biggest thing is that you do what you love, you're passionate about it, and connect with those people that have the same passions, and you're going to grow regardless, you know, whether it's a hobby or whether you're looking at it as a business. I think that's a lot of us, you know what I mean? Like Shelby and I were talking, like we're in that grow out phase. We're in our first, you know, couple years of doing it. We're still kind of new to it, and you know, there's other people that we watch and follow that are doing bigger things, but they started exactly where we're at, and they're just a little bit further. And you know, leadership is, well, I guess if you want to put it that way, is like there's people ahead of us that are our mentors, or you know, they're kind of leading us, or like kind of paving the way for us. And then once we get to their stage, then we can help, you know, newer people, or even the fact, you know, where we're at. If somebody wants to get into fish or ball pythons or bearded dragons, whatever, it's like we have the enough information for a new breeder or a new keeper, because you know, they're getting into it. So it's cool, man. You can help anybody that's, you know, coming along in this, you know, no matter what stage they're in. So it's fun.
I mean,
you
can spark a future generation them flipping through their phone. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know how many times I have to take phones away from third graders. You know, they have access to this internet, and you know, if they flip through YouTube and somehow stumble upon one of our pages and we have a video of our snakes doing their thing, or just even of the fish doing their thing, and just have a short little video of the fish swimming around. I mean, I enjoy that stuff. I think fish tanks are gorgeous. Not a personal thing, but I do enjoy watching fish tanks. You know, it's
so relaxing.
It totally is. But you can spark something in a kid that goes, "Wow, this is beautiful.
Yeah,
I want to do this."
And that's my goal with my whole channel is, like, I know, guys, I breed ball pythons and things like that. You know, I'm trying to, like, I'm not far in it. You know, I've only had one clutch, but with the InquiLIVE thing. So, Dusty, and anybody here, I don't know if Shelby knows it or if Brad knows it, but an InquiLIVE, the reason why I chose that is an InquiLIVE is an animal that lives in the nest, den, burrow, or sometimes even the body of another animal without harming it. So it's essentially two species that coexist. But like, I guess my whole thing behind it is like, we're all, as people, we're all different people. We all enjoy different things. You know, we might live in different parts of the country or different parts of the world. We might be you know, have different like religious beliefs, you know, whether we believe in God, Buddha, atheist, this, that. It's just like I see so much division in our world of like, you know, people getting all divided over skin color or politics or just cultural beliefs. And it's like, I want to be able to bring everybody together no matter what. And I think animals are the perfect way to do that. But then if you actually look at the word equine, where two different species of animals coexist, it's like, what I really want to accomplish is to be able to highlight every sort of animal as best as I can. You know, like, what are you guys into? It might not be what I'm into, but I think the more that I learn and the more knowledge that I can take in, I'm going to be able to kind of enjoy that and appreciate it. You know what I mean? So even though I'm a reptile guy, I want more fish people on here. I want people that are
in all kinds
doing
of stuff.
all sorts,
Whatever.
Yeah, like I don't know much about Gila monsters, but if you're doing that, you know, I want to know about it. You know what I mean? I want to be able to showcase everything. I don't want to be so confined to like, all right, I'm just doing ball pythons. And so like my channel is,
it's so divided, even with the animal communities.
yeah.
You know, oh, I'm a reptile person. Here's my reptile circle. But, you know, just like you, John, fish are fascinating. I don't know nothing about fish.
Sure.
Nor do I have any need, want, or desire to keep fish. But the husbandry of anything, personally, is fascinating. Genetics of things are fascinating to me. You know, I've worked with like livestock and you know, farm animals. I know I'm in reptiles, but fish are just as interesting too, or spiders, or you know, anything really. It's crazy how divided these communities are, and you know, it shouldn't be. And I love your concept, John, of not letting it be divided. Everybody's welcome. Everybody come on in. You know, it doesn't matter who you are, what you keep. Come on in. The door's open.
And it's like this too, is like kind of what you were saying as far as like we with technology and internet, like we can just scroll through TikTok, Facebook, you know, Instagram, this, that, YouTube. And you might like, I might be a ball python person or reptile person, like in general. But then if I have someone who's breeding, you know, fish or breeding invertebrates or they're herping or whatever, like if I bring those people on and then, you know, a 13, 14-year-old kid scrolling through my channel for, you know, and sees like an amazing fish tank setup for the first time, that gets them interested. And, you know, listening to my guests, like it might get them interested in getting fish or a ball python or a tarantula or some, you know, a bearded dragon or something. And that's my ultimate goal, is like, I don't want to be so limited on one thing. I want to know everything. If there's like a tiger breeder or something like that, whether you think it's ethical or not, it's just, I think there's so many fascinating things in this world to learn about. You know what I mean? Like, I want to interview people from other countries, have those guys on, because like if nobody could ever count the amount of species that exist in this world of plants or animals. And I think it's like the same with humans. It's like we're all just a little bit different. You know, we have all have our own experiences. And, you know, I don't think that our experience, like our different experiences should divide us. You know what I mean? And, you know, someone might be into tarantulas, you know, and that's their thing. Some people might be into fish, that's their thing. Some people might be into ball pythons, that's their thing. Some people might be into everything. You know, that's all right. There's nothing wrong with that stuff.
I have such a hard
noticing
time
lately some fish called an axolotl. I don't know, with y'all being into reptiles, maybe that would be an outlet for fish to y'all, you know, with axolotls, because they have the legs. They look like
axolotls are pretty
kind of
neat.
like an iguana, but
well, an axolotl has gills. And they are extremely neat. There was different species we had back home years ago, back in Wisconsin when I was a kid. I caught one winter about 2.5 feet long when I was ice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a big axolotl. We used to call them hellbenders, and there's a million different names for them. But
that's interesting.
You want to see a neat salamander?
So even in the fish side of things, you're still getting into the reptiles if you think.
Oh
about
God,
it.
yeah.
No way. It was like that big or something, or that's crazy. I had no idea that they got that big. No way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now wait, there's a salamander in Japan, the Japanese giant salamander. They get them off 5 feet.
Yep.
Crazy. No, it's. I get so wound up at like groups I'm in. It's so difficult because of the amount of diverse species I keep. It's even within a community. It's I'm a ball python breeder, ball python, and then there's colubrids, and then there's geckos, and even in geckos it's leopards or cresties or tokays or whatever it is, and then there's the bearded dragon people, and then there's the tegu people, and then there's the boa constrictor people, and it's so difficult to be in everything because I have everything. Even if it's just a few of things or a single one, I'd like to learn more. And it's been so difficult being a keeper of all these creatures, trying to find people who have multiple species that want to actually talk to you about more than just ball pythons.
Most people will talk about their stuff.
Yeah. It's
I gotta bring this up. Very good point. So as we learned this past year from the scare, potentially having the government basically ban all exotic animals, we're all one community, whether you keep reptiles, fish, birds, or small mammals. That's 100% what I'm about. That's everything that I'm trying to really put out there. Is like, yeah, people might have their thing, but it's not just them trying to protect that one thing or protect the ball pythons or protect their retics or whatever. It's like we all want something a little bit different. We're all looking for something a little bit different. Even ball python people, some people have their own different projects, but it's like as a whole, we have to stick together. Otherwise, like ball python people are going to be gone. Retic people are going to be gone. Fish people are going to be gone. Just because like if there's not enough people backing it, then like, yeah, those politicians or whatever are going to take away, your pets and, but that's why we all have to stick together.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when the Lacey Act scare was going on, it was hard.
6 foot long by 6 foot tall by 3 foot wide aviary because I wanted to do finches also on my channel. But my doorway wasn't big enough to fit the aviary in the house, so now I have it on the front porch.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool to have a finch aviary like that.
That would be really cool. I don't know. I never even thought about doing stuff like that. But yeah, people do that too. It's interesting.
Birds is a whole other community. Bird people and reptile people normally don't even mix. You do not.
I don't think so.
The only person I've seen that's big on YouTube is Tyler Nolan. He has his birds and he has his reptiles.
Yeah.
But
when I was growing up, we had like 7 different types of parrots. So
that's cool. That's cool. I never got past the zebra finches or the parakeets.
We had cockatoo, African gray, blue-fronted Amazon, ringneck parakeets. We had all kinds of stuff. I can't even remember names of macaws.
Yeah, and I think that's. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, Dusty, do you follow bird tricks on YouTube?
I follow quite a few bird channels, but I don't know if I follow that specific one.
This couple specializes in finding and curing problems with a lot of birds, parrots and macaws, basically. But they'll do parakeets and all this kind of stuff. And it's funny. Years ago, I was offered an African gray for nothing.
Oh, I want one of those. That's actually the one bird I do want.
My parents have an African gray right now. So
do they?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Very pretty.
So I think that's. Oh, my bad.
No, you're good.
All I was gonna say is, I think especially for like reptile people, and whether you like this guy or not, is like a lot of people are attracted to Brian Barczyk's stuff because he's got the Reptarium, and it's not just ball pythons. Even though it's how he started, and he breeds and doing ball pythons, he's expanded into just about everything. And for me, that's fascinating. It's like, why would I want to, why would I want to just focus my knowledge on one thing when I could learn about everything? I mean, it's like, what do they say? I'm trying to think of that phrase, but being like the master of one, or what is that phrase? Jack of all trades or master of
none.
Of one.
Jack of all trades is a master of
none.
Yeah. So, well, maybe, but it's like I could do ball pythons, for the rest of my life and probably be happy and be like an expert. But for me, I just get bored. Like, I got ADD and all this stuff. So it's like, I want to learn about everything. I want to move. I don't know. I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated by like literally everything,
Yeah, I'm actually going to have to head off.
Sure.
I have work in the morning and it's already 11.
Nice meeting you.
It was nice meeting you so much, guys. Shelby. Yeah. Thank you for having me. I'll be back.
Yes, you are welcome. You are welcome anytime. With my things have been kind of weird lately, so I'm gonna try to do as many lives as I can, just because I have a lot more free time and things like that.
Can we put her channel up on there so I can sub to her?
Let me see if I can do that. I have my tablet here, so let me copy your link really quick.
Okay. My channel's very small at the moment. I'm building it. I'm more of an Instagram person right now. But I do have a channel running. I'm trying to learn YouTube and social media of all kinds is a royal pain in the butt. I'm like got TikTok going, I got Instagram going. Facebook is not in my agenda right now, but that's there as well. So
there we go.
YouTube's not very big, but I'm there.
There we go. So I'm gonna highlight that. But Shelby, you're welcome on anytime. I'm gonna definitely try to do more like, I don't know if you want to say random. Like tonight was super random, I guess. But I'm gonna try to do more lives throughout the week. And if anybody watching, if you're not subscribed to my channel or anything, make sure you subscribe. I do a show on Monday. Where I interview people, but I'm like booked for the next 3 months. So that's nice. But I do interviews on Mondays. But then aside from that, I don't think I really want to have like a crazy format for, anything besides that. So just having hangouts like this is super fun, super interactive. So I'll be doing this as much as I can.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll be here. All right. Well, keeps booting me off. I'm here.
Oh, okay.
It keeps like trying to update my phone, and it pops up, and then it exits me out. I don't know what it's doing. My phone's telling me it's time for bed, basically. It's like, please go to sleep so I can update. But no, thank you for having me. I'm normally in the comments, so if I'm not on the screen, I'm in the comments. You guys are more than welcome to say hi or ask questions. I do have a menagerie, so if I don't know the answer, I probably know someone who does. So
that's what we're all here for. Like, for sure.
Guys, anybody's more than welcome to message me. I'm on Instagram. Most of you follow me. Or Facebook. You can message me anytime. Any questions? I'm here to help. I'm not a sourpuss and don't share info. No, not that kind of person.
It was really great having you come on tonight, Shelby.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
I always enjoy listening to you.
Oh yeah, me and my rambling.
Hey,
it's good.
We're all here to learn.
Yeah, and we went like just about 3 hours with you on the show, so
Yeah.
That's awesome. Honestly, like I had a really, really fun time with you. I'll definitely have to have you back on. Like I said, like if I do these, like you're just, I'll post the link for you and anybody else. But yeah, you definitely made tonight a good one.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. So have a good night. I'll see you guys later.
Take
Thank you so
care,
much.
Shelby. It was good seeing you again.
Yeah. Awesome. And Saints, Dusty, I made you a moderator, so if you would like,
thank you very
can
much.
go through and you can go through and click on anybody's link and sub to the channel. I would recommend. Well, I'd recommend anybody that's in the chat right now. Like, feel free to follow them all.
Oh God, yeah.
But Kike is like a super supporter in this hobby, in this industry. Man, like you like get on his page and he'll be like promoting the stuff for you. I swear.
I just subbed to Bosa Balls and Multiplier.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Bosa Balls. That's yeah. I don't know if it says Kike or not, but yeah, Bosa Balls.
I'm
But yeah,
going down the list right now.
Bosa Balls, Aaron Dash Kike.
Yeah. And Multiplayer Morphs, I think you're pretty new to my channel, but you've been keeping up on some really great comments the entire night. I really appreciate it. And then we got E that's been sticking around in the chat. E Reptile Dysfunction. Oh, you know what? Crap. Yeah, I guess he left a while ago. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, he did. But he is a great follower and a great person to have on here.
I just subbed to like 8 people, so
nice. Yeah, they'll appreciate it. You know what, guys? It's been like a good session. I think I might call it a night, to be honest. Like I don't want to like bore anybody with anything, but it's been really good having you guys on. And Saints Dust, man, you're Dusty, you're welcome on anytime too. Like
okay, thank you.
I would love to know more about what you do, what you're working towards, and there's great people in this community, and it's just what we do is awesome in itself, and it's awesome to meet people who are awesome. So yeah.
See, I don't know if I asked you this earlier or not, but where are you located?
Yeah,
I live in South Dakota.
Okay.
Where at in South Dakota?
I won't give my full address. I live close.
Oh
to
no,
Sioux
you
Falls,
don't. Not the address, just the city.
Really close to Sioux Falls.
Oh, way over on the east side. Okay, I lived in Sturgis for a while.
Okay, Sturgis is nice.
Yeah. Not much there if you're out of bike week or bike month as it is now. But yeah, I used to work for the state of South Dakota as for the highway department up there. So Sturgis is only about 3.5 hours from me where I'm at now in Wyoming. So but yeah,
I don't think I've ever been there.
Oh shit. South Dakota's pretty. Especially the western part of the state.
Right now we got about 3 feet of snow though.
Yeah, ours isn't that much right now. We've only got maybe a couple inches out there.
Maybe we should say pretty in the summertime.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, it was pretty in the wintertime too. Even though I had to plow it. I did the I-90 from Sturgis to Rapid City.
See, with me not being able to have snakes, I'm actually looking into an electric eel right now. Ooh. And then some other things that kind of match the snake frame, but inside an aquarium.
I feel like the show is not. I feel like the show's not even over, man. Like, yeah, that's awesome, man. Electric eel, that would be dope. That would be dope.
Yeah, those electric eels are pretty neat. I've watched a lot of different YouTubes and documentaries on those. They're pretty fascinating.
I did about an hour's worth of research on them tonight. I've got another 10 hours worth of research I will do before I ever even think about it. But
wow.
There's a whole bunch of different things you have to do for tank setups and the different ways you run your power, your outlets, there's a bunch that goes into having them.
Wow. Where do you yeah, thank you so much, Shelby. Where do you buy an electric eel? Like, how are you buying these I don't know. I don't, like I said, I have no idea about prices or anything.
Providers and stores, and it takes some research. It takes some time to look up, and anybody can buy it, but only few people should.
Sure. Yeah.
Just like venomous, same thing. I've done venomous.
Because a person can die from an electric eel.
Yeah. So let me ask you this then, because if you want to like relate it to like a venomous species, are there any sort of regulations or any people that have pushing back against that?
There can be. For some types of fish, you do need licenses, permits.
Oh, okay.
As of right now, I don't have anything that requires that, but here in the future, it's looking like I'm going to.
Yeah.
I know when I was a kid.
With certain types of fish, you need special shipping arrangements, and you have to be certified for the shipping arrangements, or actually go out to those countries yourself.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah.
When I was a kid, you could get anything as far as tropical fish went.
Yep. Not the same anymore.
No.
Sure.
No.
Yeah.
No, you could get electric eels. All the pet shops had electric eels. You could get them anywhere. Piranhas were the same way.
Yeah.
And I'm not against piranhas, even though one took off part of my finger. I'm not against them. I regret what happened, but it was my stupidity that did it. It wasn't the fish at all.
Right. It's just like the guys that get bit by venomous snakes on here. HQ Quentin got bit a few weeks back by one of his cobras, and he spent about a week in the hospital and recovering, but he's good now, and he still keeps all his venomous stuff. So
yeah, and it's fun. Yeah,
I never gotten bit, fortunately, but I kept for a lot of years. So
my wife was the deciding factor on my red belly piranha going. Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Come on now, guys.
Yeah,
I understand. I'm not married or anything, but I know it. Obviously with girlfriends and things like that. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I live alone. I haven't. Should have got divorced. 10 or so years ago,
and it's all good.
Decided to heck with it. But
so so I would assume that laws are always changing and sort of in like the fish and aquatics community. Is that what you guys call it? Like, what would you call your community? Is it like aquatics community, fish community, or like how do you define that? What?
Yeah, there's a lot of different laws that have been changing. I don't know. To everybody, it's a little bit different. I mean, I'm part of the fish fam, and I do appreciate being a part of them. But at the same time, I kind of feel like my own person at the same time, because I don't know how to describe it. I'm doing my own thing. They're doing their own thing. We're all together in this endeavor, but we're all working for different goals and different things. We're not completely together, but we're not completely apart. I don't know how to explain it better than that.
Sure. And then would we call it like, so our sort of thing is like either like the ball python community or like reptile community. I'm gonna say reptile community because it's most general, I guess. Would we call it the fish community?
An aquatic
community. An aquatic community. Okay. Yeah. I just want to make sure, I don't butcher that.
Right.
Yeah. So the aquatic community, because it's not just fish, it's, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, that's really cool.
KG Aquatics on YouTube. They have a real big channel.
Okay.
So
I've been trying to follow a bunch of
KG Tropicals. Yeah, I watch them.
Yes.
Okay.
KG Tropicals.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been trying to follow a bunch of fish pages or like aquatics pages lately. So yeah, I've been trying to do that.
It's KG Tropicals is one of the bigger ones that I first started with. Ben Ochart is another big one that I first started with. Then you have Aquarium Co-op.
Yeah.
You know, there's probably 500 different channels that you could choose from, and out of them, those are probably 3 or 4 of the biggest names I can give.
Yeah, so it's funny because I went through and it looks like I'm subscribed to some of those top people like Aquarium Co-op and KG, and yeah, because like I said, I've been trying to get like dive in on some of the aquatics communities, and you know, just kind of see what people have on their YouTube and see the people in the chat and things like that. So it's fun, man. It's definitely fun.
Yeah, you came in on one of my chats, I think, a week ago.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's how we found each other and everything. So yep. I'm trying my best, man. But
hey,
it's cool because then I meet, you know, people like you.
Somewhere.
Yep, and I meet people like you, and then like let's say I go to your channel, and then I meet the people in your chat, and then you know, then I meet the people in their chats, and it's just like a big old network. So
I think the first 6 months I was online, I had 3 views. And then this is, what, 1.5 years, 2 years later?
Okay. So if you don't mind me asking, where are you at with your channel? Like, are you still under 1,000 or what's that look like?
I'm still under 1,000 right now. I believe I'm at 240 something and 125,000 views. See,
I'm at, let's see, I can even just look right now on my tablet. I'm only at like 192 subs. So I'm just beginning, but it's cool. I love it. So, okay, so multiplayer's got a question for you. So knife fish, I think it's a question. Knife fish are snake-like too. Have you ever kept them? My husband used to have one. I thought it was cool that they could give a small shock too. Oh, okay, so it's like, okay, it's like one of those, huh?
I have kept them in the past, and in about a week I will keep them again.
Oh, nice.
I used to keep them too when I was younger.
It's something I actually was thinking about and have on the way.
Nice. No, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Huh. You know, stuff like that would get me really interested in doing the aquatic type stuff. Yeah, because I like the weird stuff, you know, the things that are just different. And I think that's yeah, I forget who I was having a conversation with, but like even like cichlids, I know they're like super popular and stuff, but like the fact that you can start breeding, I don't know, do you guys call them morphs, or you can just start breeding different types of them and make, you know, your own patterns and
breeds. Yep.
Yeah, it's just really fascinating.
See, you've got purists that don't like that in the fish world, and they would
you got the same in the ball python community.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful who you're talking to when you're talking about breeding different breeds of fish together.
Okay.
It makes a lot of people angry. Then again, some people like it. You know, I forget the word for it. I'm not good with words.
What's that cichlid called, Dusty, that has the bulbous head?
Bulbous head, that's a flower horn.
Yeah, the flower horns, that's it.
Interesting.
And there's actually about 4 different breeds of fish that would have that bulbous head. In fact, I might be off on that. There might be more. But like I have red devils, and they have a bulbous head too. It's just not as big of a bulb.
I used to breed the red devils when I was younger.
I have 19 of them right now.
Nice.
I got a pair for my birthday when I was a kid, and I started breeding.
They're beautiful fish, a little bit aggressive.
Oh God, yes, yeah, they're gorgeous. And I had tons of mice to supply all the pet stores in town with their red devils.
Yep. My breeder box that I showed y'all when I was taking you around my room is actually red devil breeding right now.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Nice. That and bettas. I used to do a lot of bettas.
I'm not so much
Now,
for bettas, but I did just get a thing to have 2 bettas, so I might have a couple bettas here. But
yeah, and then I bred paradise fish. They were actually quite a bit easier than the stinking bettas, but
now when you have fish and you're trying to breed, can you tell the males from the females, or do you just kind of throw in, a mix of, like let's say like 5 or 6, and you just kind of hope for the best, or?
you
no,
can
with
tell a
some
difference
you
on
can
most.
tell what they
Oh,
are.
okay. Gotcha.
With others, you can't really distinguish, so you hope.
Yeah.
Males usually have more vibrant colors, and
Okay.
females will be duller and be smaller generally.
Oh, okay.
And then if you're trying to breed, you want to either lower or raise your water temperature. And then you'd also want to you just do water changes to change the chemicals in the water,
Yep.
change its
Huh.
richness, pH,
Yeah.
all kinds of things. There's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, you got to watch your pH and all that stuff. So
Yeah. See, that's why I'm not into it yet. It's like I know that you have to do some of those things. As far as at least just keeping them. I don't know anything about breeding, but yeah, just I know you got
I
to be
mess
on
up
top of your levels.
I mess up a lot with trying to explain how to do things because I've been doing this since I was 7, so I
Mm-hmm.
always feel lost trying to explain it because I've done it for so long that I've just got a standard thing that my body, it's like, natural reaction to do.
yeah.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
I have a hard time getting it out trying to tell somebody else how to do it.
No, I get it. I totally get that.
Unlike me with the reptiles. I've done reptiles for over
Right.
60 years now. So
Well, it'd be like similar to what I know how to do is I worked in the cannabis industry for 3 years. So I learned how to grow, and I learned how to look at a plant and be like, oh, it needs this or it needs that, or or I need to
nice.
yeah, just different things. So like just being able to look at a plant and know what health it's in, whether it's ready to go into flower, or whether it's ready to be harvested or this or that. It's like you kind of pick up on these different cues that it's like hard to explain to somebody if you're just explaining to somebody that has zero experience.
Right.
So yeah, same with animals, like snakes, having body language or whatever. Sometimes you just got to learn, put that experience in.
And as you were talking about joining communities together, you got to look at it like this too. With the fish community, you've got a lot of plants in the fish tank. So not only are you part of the fish community when you're doing fish, but you also are part of the plant community. It's all combined.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I guess since you say that, I'm curious. Now, are there people that are like only like growing plants, and they sell them to the fish community, or how does that work? Oh, okay.
Frogs.
Yeah, there's people that just grow plants to sell to fish community. There's fish people that you'll keep fish and plants together. Some people just do planted tanks for aquascapes. It's such a big thing now. It can't be just fish anymore. It's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what I love about it too, is with my grow experience, I have thought about, kind of growing like terrarium plants and things like that. Obviously I wouldn't be able to do like the aquatic plants, but it'd be nice to kind of like get into that because I know there's such a demand for it, It's about, enriching your animals and their environments and giving them something that's natural and that they feel comfortable with rather than just plastic or something, you know what I mean? So
right now I do have a bunch of plastic plants. I've got a few that are living, but in a few weeks here I'm going to be picking up about 4 40-gallon buckets of live plants. And then it's going to be a big switch for my fish room because I've got to go with aqua soil and I've got to do some other things to make everything's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to start off with one tank and see how it goes and then work my way around. But I'll probably have 3 or 4 tanks of just plants.
Yeah, that's cool. Yep, I would do that too probably if I were in your position. Just Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I did tropical fish for about 20 years. And then I kind of got out of the fish and stayed with the reptiles. So
Nothing wrong with that.
no.
Huh. So what is your, Dusty, what is your dream animal? It doesn't have to be a fish. It could be a fish. I don't know. But if you could keep anything, what would it be?
My dream creature is a black arowana. I want 2 of them, and I want to breed them. That's been my dream ever since I was 7.
Okay, let's see.
Arowanas are really cool. Dan
They're
Mallory from DM Exotics, and he bounces back and forth between Thailand and California.
Okay.
But he has his own breeding facilities
and what's
over there
stopping me
in
from getting
Indonesia.
them is I want a 500+ gallon tank before I ever do anything with them, because I believe it would be inappropriate to do so without it.
He's got a tank about that size, or 750, I think is what he's got in his bedroom in Thailand.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he just got some more arowanas.
Wow. I'm looking at it right now because I don't, like I said, I don't know much about it. But is this what the arowana is? Something? Oops.
Yep, that's it.
Something like that. Wow.
Yep.
That's pretty
It'd be
interesting.
something close to that, but
yeah, see, I don't know. I'm learning. I'm trying to figure it out.
Big thing with arowanas is you got to keep a good cover on that aquarium.
yes, because they will jump out.
Really?
They will jump out in a heartbeat.
Huh. Give me one. Give me 1 second. I gotta use the restroom again. My bad. I'll be right back.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Now, when I was a kid, I always thought about getting an arowana, but I just couldn't dedicate a 250 gallon or bigger to one fish. Yeah, nice. He's done walkarounds in Thailand in some of the areas that sell the fish and stuff. And there's just millions of different morphs of arowanas. And I think he might have 4 or 6 of them now.
Nice.
And I know he's got some in his outside pond right outside his front door. But yeah, he retired a year or 2 ago from a business that he was with in California and pretty much lives in Thailand most of the time now. In fact, I know he just went back. He stayed for the Pomona Reptile Show in California. It was a week or 2 ago. And then he was heading back to Thailand again.
Huh.
I just showed it. I'll bring it back up so you can see it. I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking.
Oh, no, you're good. Now, are arowanas, are they defensive, or like again, like you said you can only keep one in a tank, or? Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
They are defensive, but they're mostly just a peaceful fish that floats along the top of the tank. But I mean, they'll eat anything you put in a tank, because anything in a tank is food to them.
So you can't really cohab with other fish species or anything?
Well, somewhat you can. You need larger fish to do so, though, like Oscars or Jack Dempsey's, something in the larger scale.
Gotcha.
Jack Dempsey's another fish. It's pretty neat looking.
Sorry, that was my daughter that came through.
It's okay.
Huh. Yeah, that's all interesting to me.
Yep.
Oh man.
I don't know. My dream was always to have something to do with fish. Right now, what I'm trying for is I'm looking to get a 230 gallon aquarium, and my next big thing is going to be between 500 and 1,000 cardinal tetras in one tank.
Oh wow.
Okay, man, that would be insane. Oh man,
I always like the Cardinals a lot better than the Neons.
Yes, and everybody always gets them confused. Like, oh, beautiful neon tetras. Like, that's not a neon. That's a cardinal.
That's a Cardinal. Yeah, I love
the blue and the red are in different
Cardinals.
spots.
Yep. That and
so
I used to keep a lot of zebras too. I used to breed those.
Okay.
Yeah, like right now I have silver tip tetras, I have bleeding heart tetras, I have cherry barbs, and yeah, I've got a whole bunch of tetras, but those are some of my favorites. And then the cardinals I'm saving until I have that huge tank, which hopefully will be happening shortly.
Somebody showed a tank full of cardinals on YouTube, and I can't remember who it was. It was one of the channels that I watch sometimes.
It might have been a video that I posted on Facebook back in, God, what would it have been, 2005 or 6?
No, this one was recent, within the last year.
Okay, well then it wasn't mine.
Yeah. But to see a tank full of cardinals is just unreal.
Yeah, they are absolutely gorgeous. And, you know, you watch saltwater shows on TV. Have you ever seen the one where the fish are spinning circle all in a group and it looks like this big ball?
Oh, yeah.
You have to get up in the numbers of cardinal tetras to do it. And a lot of people, I doubt, have ever seen it. But once you get past that like 400 and 500 number, they will actually turn into like a globe when they're swimming. And it is just, oh my God. You get tingles watching it. It's just beautiful.
That's what I want. Like just even thinking about that, that's what would get me into something like that, is like, yeah, just seeing, that grace. I don't know. I can't explain it, man. I know what you're saying.
You have to start small with fish.
Yeah,
to
for
move
sure.
up. Yeah, you got to work your way into it. And I mean, I'm saying cardinal tetras is one of the easiest fish to keep, but it's just you got to work into it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of like my red devils. When I got those, I was probably 12, I think. And I kept those for about another 8 years.
I'd say if you can keep a 20-gallon with 10 cardinal tetras for a good 6 months, you're capable of moving up to a 40 or a 50, 55, 60 maybe. Do that, do a 60. If you wanted to go with just cardinals again, you could do that, but you add the number by 20 or 40 fish. You know, the higher you go, you keep on adding the number until you build yourself up to the big tank. And you've already learned a lot from the smaller tanks to keep yourself going. And, you know, you've enriched your knowledge of the thing you're doing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you learn about filters, you learn about carbon, you learn about treatments for ick and other diseases that you might encounter. You know, rocks and soil, sediment. You learn about plants in that time. You know, there's 1,000 things that go into one tank.
What to do with the stuff, how to treat it before you put it in the tank.
Yep. Because within the first 5 minutes of getting the water inside the tank, you want to do start right. Start with jungle.
Yeah.
Jungle start right is the first thing you want to treat. You do a teaspoon per 10 gallons. And, you know, so if you start out with a 20, you'd put in your first 2. And then I always say 1 for good luck. So you always treat it for an extra 10.
Yeah.
The bigger tank, the bigger extra treatment. And I mean, that's just me, but, you know, personally, it's always worked for me.
Okay. Nice.
When Dusty's talking about ick, it's one of the most common fish diseases there is.
Oh,
white spots all over the fish.
Yeah. Looks
now,
like
what is it?
It's a white fuzz. It's a fungus that grows on.
Oh, geez.
So it's easy to get rid of
it every year than any other thing.
Yeah.
Now, how do you contract that in your collection? Is it like
That's
one
That's the
effective?
big debate. Is
Oh,
nobody really
really?
knows where it comes from, if it comes on the fish or it's in the tank living there already. I personally
Yeah.
think that once your tank gets to a certain temperature, or if you've just had fish come in, that they transfer it. But I think it honestly just lives in your tank and waits for the right parameters.
Yeah.
All right, so I got Snugster in here. Snugster is coming in. What's up, Snug?
What up? How you guys doing?
What's
Doing
up,
good,
Snugster?
man. We're talking some fish stuff tonight.
That's good.
Do you have any interest in fish or anything like that?
I'm interested in more snakes.
No, I feel that. So I was trying to get Shane on here too, because Shane earlier he wanted to go on Morph Market. I can't remember if you're on here, but he wanted to go on Morph Market and kind of like look at all the different reptiles and stuff.
that was dope. That's the first time I've ever seen those kind of snakes on the morph market.
Yeah. I might be able
I'm
to
already
do
subbed to
it.
you, Snugster.
Huh?
Yeah.
I'm
Straight
already
up.
subbed.
Nice. See, that's what's awesome. Is like we don't all necessarily have like the same interest or the same like direction that we're going, but we meet on different channels and yeah, just kind of come together. But
I'm glad I asked you more questions about those snakes, John.
yeah, it's fun. You know, I'm not like I wouldn't say I'm an expert at all because there's so much stuff I have to learn. And even you talk to the experts and every season that they've got, and you know, they're always learning something different and something new. And then Snug, you might know
I'm
this,
not an
but like
expert either, and I guarantee you a lot of fish people would say I'm telling you the wrong information. So
it's all good. You know,
We get the same thing in the reptile community, so it's not a big.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, we've been talking to Dusty. He's been telling us some fish stuff. I think it's really awesome. Let's see. Would you ever keep a shark? I don't know if that's like I don't exactly know much about sharks, but like I don't know, man.
A baby
I
shark,
would keep
yeah.
a shark, but most of them are saltwater. The sharks that you can get in freshwater are more of catfish. If you like, right now, I have
Oh
an
yeah.
iridescent shark. He'll grow up to about 4'3", maybe a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit shorter, depending on tank size.
Huh.
But
Oh.
an iridescent shark is no more than a catfish.
Yeah. Okay.
And see, I've always thought that a bull shark would be neat to keep.
Huh.
Except
And
you've
bull
got to
sharks
have
are the only freshwater shark you can keep.
That's right.
But you'd have to have special licenses for it, and you'd have to have a tank that could hold it. I think with a bull shark, you need like I think it's 10,000 gallon tank or something like that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because they get huge. They'll get up to 12
I could be incorrect about the size. I'm thinking it's between 10 and 50. I can't remember which one, but that's the minimum you would have to keep one.
Can you do that as like a hobbyist, or like I mean, that seems, you know, even if it was like 1,000, I don't know, like 1,000 gallon tank, like that just seems so big. So like, how do you even get like, let's say a 5 or 10,000 gallon tank sent to you?
I do actually intend on having a 1,000 gallon tank sometime soon, but that's more going to be my business model. My display tank rather than my home tank.
Yeah.
You can have
that's
them shipped. They can air freight them to you. They can send them in the mail, you know, but you really do have to worry about cracks and, you know, stuff happening.
Yeah.
What kind of fish do you have, Saint?
I have a little bit of everything, honestly.
Yeah. See, I would like to
I've
maybe
got too many fish to name.
See, I think yeah, man. I mean, like you said, I would have to start if I wanted to do something like this, I would have to start small, and then kind of work my way up with experience.
I can put my information in. I can leave you my email. If you want to start a tank, I could talk to you and work you through it.
Well, I don't have any plans currently to do that. But if I did get a different place or something, maybe. But like I said, right now I think it's about educating myself and learning about.
Right.
If I did get into it, what would I want to do? What would I want to be passionate about? What could I maintain? But yeah, I like talking to people with different experiences. Because I think if I were to get into it, I think maybe ultimately, at least from my limited experience, would be to get into
if you get into
saltwater
it,
and
you're
things
going to
like
catch
that.
MTS.
What is that? MTS? What is that?
Yeah, you're going to catch MTS if you get into an aquarium. MTS is multiple tank syndrome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I could see that. No, for sure. I think that's for anybody who is really into like animals and reptiles, fish, whatever it is that you're fascinated by, you can never just have one. Ever. You gotta expand into different projects and different species, and it's just fun. It's fun to do it that way.
Hopefully, I didn't interrupt your show too much or mess anything up for you.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
No.
The more the better.
Yep.
We love diversity.
Exactly. Yep. So yeah, it's been fun, man. Like I only started doing lives probably like 2 months ago, and I started out. I've been in like the reptile community for like a year and a half. I don't even think 2 years yet. And yeah, I just started doing lives like 2 months ago. I have a live on Monday night that I do, and I interview people in the reptile community. And then, I booked that up for 3 months. So I don't have any openings until April. But I think my goal with, April, May, June, so the second quarter of the year, is to bring in people from other sort of communities if I can, at least get like a couple in here and there. And then, maybe by the end of the year, I got people from all over, you know what I mean? But it's been fun. And then if I can in my free time, I want to try to do lives like this where I can, just talk to anybody in the community at any time, really. You know what I mean? Right. So it's cool.
Yep.
And then, like I think you guys probably, Cole Waltz. I know Snug does for sure. We're on his channel a lot.
I think Sync knows him too.
Yeah. So it's cool to
Cole.
be able to, it's cool to be able to go to other people's channels and support them. And you meet people in their chats that are interested in stuff. And then you follow their channel and then you kind of like learn about what they're about. And so, I want to expand as much as I can. Cause like, if you're not learning and growing, then, what are you doing, I guess?
The one thing I've noticed from a lot of the bigger channels, the fish community or other, is that when you try to ask questions to a bigger channel, they don't always answer. They're a lot busier with other questions, members, stuff like that. With the smaller communities, you get more answers, you get more conversation about what you're doing and how to do things properly, and you actually get the answer rather than waiting for hours and not getting a response.
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
Speaking of the devil, there was Cole Watts.
Speak of the devil.
Howdy, Cole.
Yeah,
what's up, Cole?
I'll throw this link up for you if I can. Hold on, let me see. I gotta figure out how to do it again.
I guess Cole heard us say his name.
Yeah, we were just talking about you. Oh man, where's my link?
I was like, I know Cole.
Invite guest, copy. There we go.
Hey, John, all you got to do is go over to the chat and hit paste.
Yeah, that's because
I was trying to do that.
Your link will stay with you.
All right, Cole, get up here. Oh, that's pretty funny though. But it's cool, man. Like I love this community, and like I said, I know Cole is part of like a sort of different community. Like I know Cole's like into a lot of like the street racing or drag racing. I don't, cars and
drag
stuff.
racing and street racing.
Yeah, I know nothing about that stuff. I know way less. Dude, I've been trying to get Shane up here, bro.
My cars online.
He was on earlier, Cole, but he went to Morph Market, so
yeah, he was like
be there the rest of the night.
Maybe. I was trying to get him on here. I don't know if he replied yet. He might.
Well, I think Shane is still sleeping because we was in your chat until around 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've been trying to get Shane back up here. So I had Shelby from DWR Exotics on. She was awesome, like super awesome. But I think like hopefully like Shane don't hate on me for this, but Shane was like wanting to do something a little bit different, like I guess, you know what I mean? But I have never had a conversation with Shelby face to face. So and she had a lot to say, and I think Shane was like, oh man, he was even said it. He's like, I'm getting the itch. I need to check out Morph Market. But then last night we did this little thing where Shane was on Morph Market, and we would just like, all right, let's look at emerald tree boas or whatever. So we go there and find like the most expensive ones and like kind of just like eye candy type stuff, window shop. And it was fun. We did that, I don't know, for like an hour or two. And so Shane wanted to do that again because I was telling him last night, I'm like, man, we should make a whole show around that. And then waking up today, I'm like, man, like it would be cool. But, with my Monday show, like I kind of want to do something similar, but not as extensive. And then like you might just run out of, I don't know. But I was kind of hoping he would come on and do that again tonight. All this carbonation. But yeah, it's cool. That was fun. Eric Colio is, what's up, Cole? Oh, he's all muted. There he is.
There he goes.
What up, Cole?
How you doing, Cole?
Hey, Cole.
Boom.
Man, it's cool. Tonight I've had so many people that have never come on live on my channel. But yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. I obviously have been on Cole's channel a bunch. But now it's like reverse. Now I kind of have some other people on here, so it's pretty
My
dope.
internet is tripping.
Oh, for real? What's wrong with it? Is it just going in and out? Oh, he's tripping. Man. Yeah, I'm like trying to figure out. Let's see. I don't even know.
Yeah, like I'll be in fishing communities as well, like snake communities. I think I got the more snake people on my on my channel, but
yeah.
I don't even do no live. I just always check out since I'm into more snakes. I always check out a lot of the snake people's communities.
Yeah. Man,
what do you got right now, Snugster?
Snug, you hear that?
We said, John. We said, Brad.
Oh, I said, what are you keeping right now, bud?
I don't have no snakes right now.
Oh man, what are you looking at getting?
I don't know if I might get a snake or not. I'm thinking of getting a snake.
What kind?
I don't even know yet. This will be my first time I ever have a snake. My old snake, I used to have a python. It was the size of a baseball.
It was like a little guy. Yeah.
Oh, like a little ball python?
I don't know if it was a boa constrictor. I think
it might have been a ball python.
The one I used to have. It was It was a boa constrictor.
Oh, okay.
Like if I get a snake, this will be my first one having a snake. This will be my first time.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Yeah, it's yeah, if you're trying to get into snakes, then ball pythons are a really good way to go. Because yeah, they don't get too big. I mean, they'll be like a sort of decent size when they're adults, but it's not, you'll be able to hold it, you know, it will never be a threat to you. They're pretty docile, so like if they do get scared or they just want to chill, they'll usually just ball up and wrap themselves up around themselves and
if you do get bit, it's not a big deal.
Oh, dude, it don't hurt at all.
I'm not trying to get bit. How Morbid got bit.
He had a blood. Well, he's got some other stuff too, but I think he got bit by a blood python. Some of those bigger snakes or other species can be a little bit more like nippy or whatever. But even those don't hurt.
At first, I'm gonna get like a baby snake instead of a big one.
You could do like a corn snake or a milk snake or like I don't know, like there's some smaller species.
Snake, any of the colubrids are usually pretty easy going.
Yeah.
King snakes, garter snakes. There's all kinds of different.
Yeah, because I'm thinking of going to the Hamburg show.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, since I'm in Pennsylvania as well, the Hamburg or the Gettysburg one.
Nice. Yeah, see, I would like to go to one of those because you said you're in Pennsylvania, is that right? Or where are you at?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's like so many reptile breeders and snake breeders that live up there that I know. Yeah. And I'm sure those shows are pretty amazing.
Yeah, because I've never been to like a reptile show before.
It's fun because
this will be my first time going to a reptile show.
It's cool because like you don't just see snakes and stuff. You'll see like different types of bearded dragons and tortoises and tegus and it's like all sorts of stuff, man. It's not just like just ball pythons or whatever.
Iguanas, blue-tongued skinks, all kinds of stuff there.
Yeah.
You'll find arboreals, Amazon tree boas, emerald tree boas, green tree pythons, Burmese pythons, rock pythons. So
it's so
usually
cool.
there.
Yeah, so it's like, even if you're not looking to buy anything, it's just cool to go.
Yeah. I haven't been to a reptile show in years. I should hit Denver this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not even far from like Gettysburg or Hamburg. I know from Morbid to me is like he said it's like 3-hour drive. Like I'm closer to LMK Ken than Morbid is.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It's crazy that the population of breeders is so dense up there. I mean, I guess it's because they say everything's legal there, but
that's the biggest thing is laws.
Yeah.
Arizona's good. Texas is real good.
Yeah.
But, Arizona's with the venomous stuff, a lot of guys they can only keep native species of rattlesnake down in Arizona. So that kind of sucks.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Huh. Now, Brad, you were saying you used to keep venomous or rattlesnakes, or what'd you have?
Oh yeah, I kept rattlesnakes for about 30 years.
Did you like import them, or they were native, or like?
Oh, they were all kinds. I had all kinds.
Oh, okay. So what was that like? I mean, did you feel?
Don't you?
I guess you.
Not?
Yeah.
What's that?
All right, Cole.
Sorry.
That's okay. But I've kept cobras, kept green mambas. Shit. I've had most of the colubrids in the States.
Yeah.
That you can have. should have had tons of stuff. So,
So I mean, did you ever get nervous or
young. Like? It was a huge black snake, and when it bit you, it would actually lock into you rather than letting go. I can't remember the name of it.
Maybe a black king. No, I'm trying to think of what's
You know where it came from? The
Mexican?
States?
No,
Mexico?
I lived in Kentucky at the time.
Probably an indigo then, if it was pure black.
Yeah, it was pure black. It was huge.
That would be an indigo.
Huh.
Now the only way you can have an indigo is if you buy it captive bred, and you still got to have CITES papers for it.
So did you ever get nervous keeping venomous, or like what?
No.
What made you think? What made you like kind of make that jump? Be like, oh, I'm gonna get into venomous. You know what I mean?
Well, actually, I got into rattlesnakes when I was a kid, back in Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
And so I've kept them for a long time. The longest one, particular snake that I ever kept, was my midget faded rattlesnake.
Okay.
And she was so good. I mean, I had her in a big 20-gallon aquarium, and she just sat in the corner. She had a hide, but she always liked to see what was going on, you know, in the house and that. So, but she was great. She was a good snake. I couldn't even get her to rattle.
Okay.
I'm scared to get a venomous snake as well. I don't know.
Yeah, get your ball python.
Don't ever start out with venomous.
Why is that?
Because I've kept snakes since I was 4 years old. I'm going to be 68 next month.
Dang.
So there's a lot of venomous that I would still like to have, like eyelash vipers, Wagler's vipers.
I always thought the coral snakes were pretty.
They are gorgeous. And there's one coral snake in particular I would love to have, and that's an Indonesian blue coral.
Nice.
But there's no anti-venom for those. So that's probably something I'll never have.
Oh, man. Yeah,
And regular coral snakes, you know, eastern and western coral snakes in the U.S. here are a lot different than those. The problem with keeping coral snakes sometimes is
I don't know if y'all have funny stories or not, but when I was a kid, we were moving into a new house in Kentucky, and our next door neighbor, we're moving our big boxes and furniture, and all of a sudden you hear bang, 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 bang. Guy emptied his clip, and we're all standing outside now looking at him, and he's like, there was a rattlesnake.
Oh, jeez. When I was in college, I kept rattlesnakes while I was in college. I used to go out and catch them. I kept a notebook with me, and I marked down exactly where I caught it with the compass coordinates in there.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I keep them for about a week or two and milk them. And shit, for one time, I think I had 40 or 50 rattlesnakes at one time at my place.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I used to milk them for the venom, and I used to sell the venom to a guy up in Fountain, Colorado.
Okay. So is that for anti-venom, or is that basically what it's used for? Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, I don't know what he was using it for. I'm sure he was selling it to venom places at that time. This is back in the early 90s. So
yeah.
But
is that can you make good money off that?
Oh, I didn't make good money. I made about $20 an ounce.
Oh.
So, but I'd save up till I got about 10 ounces and then drive up to Fountain there. And that
I like the snakes that you have, Brad. that one snake that you brought out the one time. I don't know what kind.
I had her out. Yeah, I had her out earlier today. That's an emerald tree boa.
Yeah.
That is nice. That is nice one.
Yep. Yeah.
That's not
those kind of snakes I can handle.
That
I
kind
don't
of
know.
snake that is not a beginner snake.
No.
When I was a kid, they had a snake. I believe it was a boa, but it had pink lines. It was like a tan snake with pink lines.
Yeah, some
Like
type of
10
a
feet
red tail
long.
boa.
What's the
Yeah.
difference between a rattlesnake and a regular snake?
Well, rattlesnakes are venomous and have a rattle. Colubrid snakes, like I'm not sure what you're saying, regular snake, but a garter snake, king snakes, milk snakes, all that kind of stuff is not venomous. Well, the venom does not affect humans. All snakes have a venom. All snakes. But most of them don't ever affect humans. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
but all snakes have a certain amount of venom in their saliva, all colubrids. Rear fang snakes like hog noses. Now, I just heard somebody got bit recently by a hog nose and got really sick and had to go to the hospital. So,
wow.
When I was in high school in Kentucky, there was a guy who he got bit by a snake, and I forget what kind of snake it was now, but I guess it did something to like make it killed your skin, and it would have gone into his bloodstream. So right there in front of all of us kids, he went and cut his finger off.
Oh, jeez.
No.
That's crazy.
I was probably 12.
Hey, Cal. What's up? Looks like
Howdy,
someone
Cal.
else is here, too. Oh, have you been here the whole time? I don't know. Thank you, though. But have a good night.
Take care.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
See, I would.
Common snakes in the south and from Illinois down to the Gulf Coast and then east to the Atlantic are rattlesnakes, eastern rattlesnake, or what they call canebrake, or eastern timber rattlesnake, the copperhead, and the cottonmouth moccasin.
I know all about the copperhead, the water moccasin, and the rattlesnake.
Yeah. And there's only 4 or 5 venomous snakes in the U.S. So, cottonmouth, copperhead, two different main species of rattlesnake, eastern, western diamondbacks, and then you got the coral snake. So,
does anybody know about
like grass snakes? Are grass snakes venom? Are they're non-venomous?
Non-venomous, yeah.
Okay.
Does anybody know about the water moccasin? What type of snake is that?
It's a viper.
So that's venomous, or
I think it's in the pit viper category.
It's definitely venomous.
Okay, I was gonna say. I remember hearing to stay away from those a lot in like Texas and stuff.
Well, my buddy gets them all the time down in Arkansas. He's caught him up while he was fishing. They get into his boat, and he goes nuts. I told him, I said, George, they're just looking for a ride. They want to be your buddies.
Yeah.
He says, screw that.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh, shit. I talk to him about once a week or so, and shit, he still gets them down there like crazy in his place.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I've seen some big ones, man.
Oh, yeah, they get big. But,
yeah.
I want to thank you for having me on your channel, and it was really fun.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, thank you all very much.
Yeah, Dusty, it was great. Thanks for coming in.
For sure. Yes. Thank you so much, man. I'll have to have you back on. Just put a notification. I don't know how you do that, but yeah, I think you're subscribed, so you'll see when I go live and stuff.
Yeah, I'm subbed. Yeah. That's how I knew you were on.
Dope. Hell yeah. Awesome. Well, you have a good night.
All right. Yep. Take care, guys.
Take care, Dusty. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you as well. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a good night so far, guys.
Oh, yeah. There's been a lot of good people in tonight.
Yeah, it's I didn't know what to expect, to be honest, when I first went on, because I know a couple people have different lives here and there. And it's like with everybody wanting to like do YouTube, it's we kind of bump into each other a little bit, but
well, for a while there, a couple of years ago, it wasn't that bad to where there was so many lives.
Yeah.
Iron Dog and Justin were live a couple times a week. Sherry did lives, and she got me into doing some lives, and I do them from time to time, not very often, but
yeah.
And so then Derek from Big D's, he's been doing live.
Yeah, he's on right now. I think he's got a couple people on
right
there.
Now?
Yeah,
Ledka was talking about going live tonight too. So
yeah, he went live. I don't know if he's still live. Maybe he is. Yeah, he's got AJ, Ken, and Pat on his panel, and then Big D's got Hutch. I think Chris Fry and Gage and Mike. Looks like, but it's cool, man. Everybody wants to get involved. Everybody wants. And it's not like they're just sticking to those. Like everybody tries to go on each other's channels and.
Oh yeah, shit. I bounce around all over the place. So
yeah, for sure.
But on Sherry's channel, I'm her. What do you call it? I can control her lives like she does.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Nice.
So like the other night, Luke and I were on till I don't know, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
But
that's So do you so you're retired, right? Like you're not okay, so is that why your schedule's all
Oh yeah, my schedule's all screwed up, and I've always been a night person anyways. But
yeah. No, I feel that.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. Yeah, so since I'm retired, it's like hell, and finding the reptile communities about 3 years ago on here was great.
Yeah.
And I've met a lot of good people on here, so it's been fantastic.
Exactly.
It is nice. Like for me, like I would say, like I've never had like a lot of friends like in person. I always have like my close friends, like 2 or 3 people maybe. But like in the reptile community, I feel like I'm like close to a lot of people, which is nice because like my mental health is way up.
Right.
And so it's like I feel happier in life. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I get kind of sad if there's not a live going on because I'm like I can't talk to people or something.
Right.
But that's so different than how I usually am because like in normal day-to-day life, I kind of stick to myself. I don't necessarily want to get out of the house all the time to go, meet people or whatever. But like with the reptile community, I feel very open about it. Like I feel like I'm way more open to meeting people I've never talked to before than I would be in real life. So it's been good for me. Like I would never do anything like 3 years ago. I would never ever get on a live. You know what I mean? I would just be like, heck no. Like that's not me. But like when you meet people, you want to be involved with what they're doing and kind of and then just meeting people that you click with. It's definitely been like a game changer for me for sure.
Oh, yeah. See, Sherry got me into doing lives about 2.5 years ago. So,
yeah, it feels like a family meeting all these snake people. Like to me, like I never felt all these. Like this is my first time joining YouTube this year. I never felt all the support from all the snake people and you guys, especially you, John and Brad, and then Ken and them.
Oh yeah, Ken and Shane. There's just a ton of good people out there. So,
like me, I'm a part-time fighter for Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shit. Yeah, and you got a lot of people up there in Pennsylvania too. Like
there's so many people.
Shit, there's so many. Eric, Just to name one, and then there's Hilljack. They both kept venomous.
Then you got Morbid, then you got
Morbid's there.
LMK.
He kept venomous.
Yeah, and then I know like Jeremy Warfel's up there, Chris from BNS Reptilia is up there. I think you have Nathan from Infinite Possible Pythons up there. Just so many people, man. It's never ending.
Pennsylvania. But the reason there's so many in Pennsylvania, I think there's as many in Pennsylvania, if not more, than what's in Florida.
There might be. I don't know. I know there's like people from Florida, but it's like half as much, if that.
Yeah.
And Florida's probably way, way, way bigger. So
I don't know how much bigger because there's so many.
I don't know. I mean, as far as like state size and area of the actual state.
Well, then PA has got more.
It's like more dense. You know what I mean?
PA got more because PA is like the biggest population, I think.
Yeah, that's crazy.
See, like out here in Wyoming, it's so damn hard to find anybody that's in the reptiles.
Yeah.
There's only 500,000 people in the whole damn state.
Oh, wow. I didn't.
Wow.
Well, I guess I'm looking at a map of Pennsylvania. I didn't think it was that big.
Yeah.
To be honest, it looks pretty big. Oh, wow. Yeah. Because I thought everything on the East Coast was like tiny, like Massachusetts and New Hampshire, and I thought it was all that
New
size.
Hampshire's pretty good size. New York is pretty good size. Shit, what else is up there? Maine.
Then you got Massachusetts.
And then you got Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and those little
places.
Wow,
I didn't.
Virginia's.
Yeah, I guess New York is pretty big. I never knew that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I've just never been to the East Coast except for Florida. So
oh shit!
Wow.
So I've been to Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi. I think I was in Tennessee once, but anything else beyond that, I've never been to. I grew up in the
That means you never been to Texas?
Oh, I was born in Texas, so I've been Illinois, Iowa, Indiana, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, like literally everything on the West Coast and Midwest I've been to, like probably all of them. But then you get to the East Coast, like the upper Northeast type states. I never been there, or I've never been to South Carolina or North Carolina, Virginia. I've never been to any of those places.
Yeah, I've never been to Carolinas or Georgia.
Yeah,
Florida. But I've been Louisiana, Mississippi, Kentucky.
Like me, I never been to the
Texas. I've been all over that area.
Like me, I never been to the West Coast. I used to live in Florida.
Oh, okay.
I was only in the West Coast one time when I was flying to Japan. We had a couple-hour layover in LAX.
Yeah.
But that was a long flight from there to freaking Narita in Tokyo.
Wow. Man, yeah. Huh. Well, hey guys, it's midnight. I think I'm gonna call it a night. I need to go make some food. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, I've been munching.
And I might be in the chat on somebody else's live if they're still going or whatever. But
yeah, I'll probably switch over for a little bit. So.
Yeah. But yeah, let's go. Yeah,
John,
if you guys want to hang out with someone else.
Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it. So
thank you, John.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Both of you guys. Thank you so much.
Everybody, it's been great.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm I don't know if I'm gonna do this tomorrow or what, but I mean I told you, Brad, my whole situation's screwed right now. So it's like I've been applying for jobs and everything every day, and I've been trying to explore my options, but it's been a little tough. So I'm just trying to stay positive, do stuff like this. Kind of build.
You gotta stay positive, bud.
Yeah. So yeah, this is awesome because like I can focus on building my brand, my YouTube, meeting people and things like that. It's been good.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you guys have a good night.
Okay, we'll talk to you later.
See you guys.
I appreciate it. Have a good one. Thank you everybody in the chat, even though it says only 2 people.